What's going on, you beautiful, absolutely beautiful painting people? El Shalafe, hello to you too. Thank you for the sub. Welcome to another Tuesday painting stream. What we have for you today is a little bit of mail time. I'm gonna show you guys some conversions that I'm working on right now, and then we're gonna continue painting the Yafseti walkers from last stream. We're gonna get into some brush blending on some fabric. So if you have questions or if you're curious about blending fabric or the color black, we'll be doing both those things today. So ask questions while we're doing it, or any painting questions you may have, or really any questions you may have. All things allowed. What Xander Zone 2424. Thanks for the sub. Who else did we miss, Evan?
We had the idiot painter right when we started.
No.
Who wants to know if anyone's going to Nova?
I'm personally not. I know John is going to be there.
And Flapjack Nickelsack.
There it is, Flapjack Nickelsack. And all the
My
rolls.
sample goal is going right now because I was trying to update this thing, and then Scott started asking me questions, making me do other things. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah, Rufus, you just subbed, and that was a little bit ago. But I think you can actually like save up sub notifications and like then kind of release them all at once. Although I don't know.
Disgusting.
Rufus, thanks for the sub. Also, Rolls Royce, thank you for the sub. Tomo5600. He's trying to make it so the only thing that I say this entire stream is thank you for subbing. Blending fabrics is against God's plan.
7.
What a fucking ridiculous phrase. I love that so much. All fabrics are unblended on my Christian Minecraft server. Where is this shit coming from? I love it. It's so funny. OSW Zinkiki asks, Shatterpoint when, Scott? That's a great question. And honestly, I should be painting my Jedi Hunters instead of what I'm doing right now. But I can't help it. I love so many games. I love Yafsiga. I love Shatterpoint. I want to play both. I gotta have squads or both. Young Puffed, thanks for that Prime sub. Just spent an entire stream posting my subs from the last year. Yeah, that'd be very compelling. Okay, so let's start with some mail time. What did I get in the mail? I got some fun things. You ever buy something on the internet and then forget you bought it? That happened to me this week when I got this little package and a little...
Describing me in like every Kickstarter ever.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure. Shatterpoint sucks. Star Wars Legion for life. Is that your official opinion? Eons of Battle. Oh no, asterisk. Shatterpoint doesn't suck, but it's no Legion. Okay, so do you think the game of Legion is a better game than Shatterpoint? I want to play both. I mean, I have played a decent amount, not a decent amount, but I've played Shatterpoint enough to understand how the game works.
I have not seen a game outside of like video gaming burn itself out so hard as Shatterpoint has seemed to.
Really?
Everyone was super hyped for it. And then I know several people who have bought and sold the game already. That they played enough games and then they were like, wait, this is the same exact thing every time. And
interesting.
They build on the game.
Okay. I haven't even like played the game.
I haven't either, which is why I'm still hyped for it.
Yeah.
These people, like, they bought it and they played like 5 games and they were like, oh, actually, this just happens the same every time. Reaper Miniatures just rated us 40 people, 41
Thank you
actually.
So much, Reaper. And also got a Prime sub from Freedom Hunt TV. Thank you guys so much. Gilded Line Mini says, war games kind of suck, changed my mind. Skirmish games, way more fun for the time. In my head, war games include both skirmish games and also like large army war games. But I actually don't know what the term for those kinds of games are. And actually you delineating them in that way is interesting. So a war game is Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Fantasy, Conquest. And then a skirmish game is other things. I've never heard that kind of delineation. I am Legion, we are one. Shatterpoint was big hype before release, like he's saying, but it flopped pretty hard from what I've seen. The terrain rules were bad. Combat wasn't satisfying, etc. I disagree with both those claims. I like the terrain rules as far as ladders and stairs go. I don't know about other terrain rules, but I thought those were super clean and really nice about egress points. And then as far as combat goes, I mean, from what I saw, I really enjoyed it. But again, I haven't really played the game, so I don't really know. Hand the Man 88, thanks to the Prime sub. War games include skirmish games and war games. Gotcha. And ...
Kaiboy McNugget says, anyone got a good game for a starting mini painter? Bit concerned Kill Team may get a bit difficult for my cousin.
Okay. If it's not song, it ain't worth it. There's the fucking opinion. That's the...
Have you had a chance to look over the patch that came out yesterday?
No. Why? What's the...
Word on the street.
We're getting off the rails really quick here.
Oh, yeah.
But
we're done here. Word on the street is Greyjoys didn't get buffed. They got nerfed.
Wait, what?
They did this entire rework, and...
It was a fact... Okay, fuck word on the street. People always, like, whine and complain about shit getting worse.
Well, let's just go to Mikkel, the top-rated player in the world who plays exclusively Greyjoy.
Let me add an agenda to this schedule. We're going to talk about A Song of Ice and Fire balance changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mikkel's consensus opinion was, overall it hurts, and they made the deck even worse.
I think we'll see. I think what gamers do is they tend to jump to conclusions a little bit too quickly, and they need to actually like try it out and see how it plays. And if it just came out yesterday, we can't fully know if it's bad yet. That's what I'm clinging to. Okay. Greyjoy can't be bad again.
Keeping in mind that Scott hasn't looked at any of the changes.
It can't be. I've seen so many changes in so many video games, and I've heard so much complaining and bitching about the changes, and then later on, some individual.
Okay, but Scott.
Discover some strategy.
But Scott. Remember last time? And they said that Asha was outshining other commanders?
No, okay, that was stupid.
And they nerfed Asha?
That was stupid.
In this same suite of patch changes, when they did this big live stream last week, they buffed Pycelle.
Oh, they buffed Pycelle.
And you know what they said?
Because he wasn't good enough.
And they said, not that. They said he wasn't seeing play. He wasn't being played enough.
Oh, I don't know if that's true or not, but man, when I played against Pycelle,
the best source of stats I have is our friends over at Song of Ice and Fire Stats, and I believe that he was in 75% of Lannister lists or something. Hang on, I can just pull that up and tell you what the actual number is. He's everywhere.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
You put weaken on someone for any zone you take?
Yeah.
Why? That's a no-brainer. That's an auto-include.
Well, guess what? Now you get to choose. It's not a weaken token. It's a weaken token or a vulnerable token.
Yeah, he needed a buff. All right, someone take this game away from Simon, please, because they do not know how to balance it. Okay, I don't know much about the game. Evan's gonna know more about me if balance changes are necessary. But one thing that Eons of Battle said about Legion was that Legion was a better war sim, and the other one was a better skirmish game. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Pi the Painter says, I like Legion and Shatterpoint are hard to compare. I play both, and the message is gone. Okay, moving on.
My keyboard or something is typing JH over and over again.
Are you, let me unplug it, plug it back in. Great alternative to Kill Team is Mantic's Dead Zone. Super fun, friendly, in my opinion, and best skirmish war game. Okay. There it is. Okay, let's move on to mail time. The first thing that I got in the mail was not a range of paints, but a little set of paints from a new brand called Ultra Acryl, sorry. This is...
What is happening?
Said to be comparable to Chimera. The kitten JHJH. Cursed Stream. Yeah, these are said to be comparable to Chimera paints, but even better than them. And by better, I mean more vibrant. I don't necessarily know how that's possible, but I did see example comparisons, and they seemed pretty convincing. So this came from a little German manufacturer. This is kind of their new thing, and so I want to try these out. Maybe we'll try them out today for today's stream, but we're not painting with much color, so that's not super interesting. I don't know what their finish is like, if they're super matte or something like that, but I expect to see some of these paints being used in the future, because if they're better than Chimera, I do enjoy Chimera, and I use Chimera quite often. So if it's better, then I'll use this one. Omega Acryl. My new paint line is coming out. It's called PhD Acryl.
Okay, so it's not the keyboard.
Guys, let's launch Mega Acryl. I love it. Who is Matt, and why do many painters like him? That's the first thing we got. those are pretty interesting. Now, on to the thing I bought that I forgot about that I remembered and was super happy about. This little box. Oh, wait, no, not this box. Those were the figures for that game that we looked at last week. This box. Okay, yeah. No, not this box. This box. All right, here we go. So I bought some characters. There's this sculptor on Instagram that I follow who sculpts largely in green stuff, and I can't exactly remember what his name is, but he sculpted the minis for Mork Bjorg. So if anyone can remember what his name is and help me out, that'd be amazing. He's a Polish dude. I'm a Polish or Eastern European, and he has tons of characterful sculpts, and so I picked up a couple, and I want to show you guys them today. I'm
getting hacked right now.
Are you getting hacked? Did
Someone's
you unplug it, plug it back in?
The Gibson. I just unplugged the keyboard and the mouse, and it kept happening.
Did Scott turn into Swedish chef to say Morkbjorg? Well, okay, here's the thing. It's a Swedish word, so I gotta get a little Swedish, you know? Morkbjorg. Let me zoom in here so we can see these lovely figs in high detail, and then I will do a little focus. Why does that look like shit? Oh, because I focused on my cutting mat, not the mini. Try again. There we go. Okay, look at that lovely old lady. Also lovely volumes in the clothing to paint. That model is gonna be a ton of fun to paint. Not a lot of unnecessary details. Granny Goddess looking sussy. I don't know what the fuck that means, but I hope it means good things. But yeah, lovely face, large face, nice wrinkles, not too many. Just a good old person sculpt, like legitimately. I was super excited about that mini. Just to paint it, like not for anything in particular. I just like how it's sculpted. So that's one of the ones I picked up. We don't need to look at all of them, but let's look at, well, there's only 4. Fuck it, let's look at all of them. All right, here's maybe more of an elf character. Again, just a wonderful face. Look at those eyes. There's recesses in the eyes. And someone sculpted this by hand with green stuff. It's so nice. It's so nice. Again, great fabric-like work. Got a little bit of a void there, unfortunately. Also, a very large void in the leg. That's not okay. Oh, another one right there.
I got bad news, chat. I will not be participating in the chat today.
Juan Hildago hacked Miniac. That's what it is. JH. Nice.
JHN now.
Oh no.
I don't know what's happening. But I don't like it, and I can't type, so.
Rufus is still not painting these eyes. Even when they're this nicely sculpted, Rufus, like, come on, look at that. There's a nice delineation between the face and the eyes. Good model, good elf. Love a good elf. Okay. She's got some sick, nasty swords as well. Obviously, the minis aren't assembled yet, and they will probably never be assembled because I don't paint anything I buy because I'm a piece of shit. But we buy because we hope. That's what it is, chat. It's the hope. Those aren't for items to glue into? Oh, they might be. They actually might be. Definitely the quiver on the back certainly would be. But for the thigh, I don't know. She has 2 arms and a bow and an arrow. You're right, though. Those holes seem too particularly placed in size to be voids. I could be wrong. Hope springs eternal. Reminds me of the Mordheim Elf Scout in a good way. Nice. Okay. We got Evil Queen, King. Basically, this is Bavmorda. No, it's not Bavmorda. I have Bavmorda. I don't have Bavmorda, but a model that more reminds me of her. If you don't know who Bavmorda is, she's the main villainess in Willow. She's badass. But this is kind of like a nice, she's got a corset. It's got to be a female. Just Seppuku, thank you for the sub. That's the Queen of Hearts. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. This is a Alice in Wonderland thing. But yeah, nice, good sneer. Love a good sneer. You know, look how just, yeah, hoity-toity she looks. Kind of a broken sword. This is definitely the sword that was used to kill Sauron. Just saying. These sculpts are very cool. Are any of them for a particular video? No, this is just me buying stuff because I can't control myself. That's a cool one. That's a nice single model mold. There are no parts for that one. And then lastly, I picked up a barbarian. And he's got quite a fucking like pose. Like he's got a giraffe neck, dude. I kind of like it though. It gives him kind of like almost an inhuman quality. But I really like it. He's also missing an eye. He's sculpted to have one eye in one socket and the other is hollow. Like it got popped out. Grandpa Barbarian fucks. Very Romain van den Bogiart. I never know how to pronounce his last name. I want to say Bogiart, but I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, he's got a cool pose. A lot of flashing to remove here and the arms attached to the rib cages. But yeah, really cool model. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is how you know you're buying from an indie manufacturer. There is part of the silicone mold attached to the model still. And so this is actually an interesting moment, chat. This is why undercuts and just in general, deep detail is not great for a resin mold. And that is because the deeper the detail and the more kind of thin the resulting mold becomes, the weaker it becomes and the more likely you are to experience tear out when you are demolding. And then in that case,
he's demolding, chat.
He's demolding. You've ruined the mold for future minis. You need to remake it. So the less, like if this guy was a caster, what you would see him doing is this part under the leg, which you can't see because I am a dingus, this would be filled in with putty because it doesn't matter that it's filled in. It doesn't need to be realistic. It just makes the resulting mold more resilient.
Or it would be two separate pieces.
Or they would cut it. Yeah, if you want that detail in there, then you would cut it. Okay, I'm struggling to get that last bit out.
All right, IT experts in chat. I unplugged the computer keyboard and the mouse, and it kept typing JHN over and over again. What's happening?
Unplug the Stream Deck?
I am afraid to unplug any other USB things because they may or may not be stream critical.
Okay.
It may be the Stream Deck.
I would say any USB device or any device that's like being interpreted by Windows as a human interface device, an HID device, could potentially be causing the problem.
That's how I feel too, but like Stream Deck shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, I just did. I don't know. Wait, hold on. Maybe it's my wireless keyboard. Oh my God, it's definitely that.
You fucker.
It's definitely that. Is that it? Is it done now? Was it that?
Yes. You dickweed.
See, I used to be a Geek Squad.
Like walking around fucking unplugging shit trying to figure out what the hell is happening.
We're fine.
You're banned.
I'm banned from my own stream. Why am I working on this? I don't need to work on this. Okay, this is fucking mail time. All right.
Literally got hacked, and the hack was coming from inside the studio.
Monument Hobbies. What up, Jason? All right. So yeah, that's a cool brand. I think the guy's name is Wolozin. His last name is WOLOSZYYZN. I think that's his last name.
You just made that shit up.
Wilhelm something. Man, it's something. I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah, Boris. Here it is. Chat. Show him the paint cam. This is the guy that sculpted the minis for that Morkbjorg, and also for these models that I bought. I don't know where I bought them, like what site they were on, but this is the guy.
Scott was in some sort of fugue state at the time.
Fugue state.
So he doesn't quite remember what happened. He just knows that minis were purchased and minis arrived.
Yeah. Second or third item for mail time, a viewer named Jeff sent me some Ral Partha models.
Ooh, classic.
Now I know John loves Ral Partha.
I also love Ral Partha.
But I have no idea what to expect here. We got some like, almost like, looks like, what is this, Jesmonite, or what's the term? That casting, the powdery casting thing. Some terrain features. This is definitely resin. Some interesting terrain bits and bobs on the top layer. I don't know what to expect. This could be really ancient and like not good at all. Kind of like, oh boy. Some square bases, some birds. There's a fucking dragon in here, bro. I think, from what I'm seeing, a lot of these...
They should mostly be pewter.
Oh yeah, definitely. They just don't look super great. Like, I'm not like very convinced by this model, for instance. Or I mean, like any of the models. But I've definitely seen some Ral Partha models that I really like. But these definitely have like vintage vibes.
Yeah.
But some vintage minis are better than others. Okay, interesting. What else do we got in here? We saw the dragon. We have a demon man.
Demon.
Kind of a mounted person. A big, like a big, kind of like bone giant guy.
Bone giant.
I'm not super convinced of the quality of the sculpting. Obviously the materials or whatever, they seem totally fine. These are all like single part molds. Everyone's kind of standing in a 2D plane, so they're easily casted. They seem okay for generic fantasy models, but not jumping out of the box at me necessarily. Okay, I think there's one other thing that I want to show. Maybe not. I think that's it. Is that it for mail time? I think that's it for mail time. We did this tough last time and Righteous Falcon Games last time. Okay, cool. All right. Right now I'm working on a video. Oh, let me check in my chat. At least you didn't throw away the wireless keyboard. Yeah. Spent a lot of money at the Monument Hobby booth at Gen Con last weekend. Oh yeah. Anyone go to Gen Con? What was your favorite thing that you saw while you were there? If you did. I had COVID on Black Friday once, bought weird things and forgot. Yeah, it sounds about right.
I think I've told this story on stream before, but one time I had like 105-degree fever in high school, and I bought $80 worth of Ninja movies on Amazon. Oh, no, excuse me, not $80 worth, 80 Ninja movies.
80? That's far more than $80 worth.
Yeah, well, not that much more, because you can buy those stupid compilations of stuff that's like definitely properly licensed.
Yeah, okay.
So I think I may have spent less than $80 on 80 Ninja movies. Plausible. But I didn't know that it happened. That was definitely one of those times that a package arrived and I went, what the hell is this? And then I opened it and I was like, that's a lot of Ninja movies.
Off-brand Chad's trying to kill me with comments like, make sure you touch all the Ral Partha and then lick your fingers.
It's good for you.
I don't know.
Builds character.
They could be made out of lead. Hard to say. Okay. Right now for YouTube, I am working on a video where I finish my first painted army. So it's I've never had a fully painted army for any game ever. I've gotten really close, especially when I was little. I had Middenheim and Space Orcs were like 95% painted and base. They were so close. Vampire Counts, they were like 80% painted and base, super close. But never in my career have I had a fully painted army. Like a fully painted 2,000 point army. I had like a fully painted Wood Elf army, but it's like, it's like maybe like 1,200 points, not even playable anymore. So this will literally be, when I finish painting this unit for the video, my first ever fully painted army. I have like war bands and stuff like that, but no armies. I never did that before. So I'm super excited about that. And so I'm like really taking my time on this unit. But you guys have seen these models before because I have 3D printed them before. Nice camera change. The Jolly Painter, thank you for the sub. But these guys have been, you guys know, you may or may not know, but I had to do my own supports for these, and then I deleted the files, accidentally had to redo them. And then when I printed them out, they were printed in like a super brittle resin because that was the only resin that I had exposure figured out for. But now I've re-supported them again and printed them in Hero resin, which is a resin that is a little bit more flexible. Like if I had done this with my brittle resin, this would snap right off. Now you can snap that off if you apply enough force. but it's more flexible. It's more damage resistance. I can drop it many times, and I'm not concerned about breaking it. And the reason why I just tore his feathers off and I didn't care about that is because I am doing some head swapping. So I am shaving off their heads with X-Acto knives, files, Dremel tools, and then putting on these heads that come from the same people, Last Sword. You can't, unfortunately, the heads don't come separate in the STL, and so I'm having to do some conversion work so I can like use these heads on here. But I want them because I have a lot of dragon motifs in my army, or at least I want to have them. And these ones have dragon wings on the sides of their heads. So that's pretty fucking cool. I like that a lot. So I want to show you a picture of one that I've done so far. I didn't do any gap filling yet, but I mean, I just think this helmet's cooler. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Seems like a lot of work to switch the heads that way when you could have done it digitally.
I don't know how to do that, so I'm just doing what I know how to do.
Oh, okay. That's kind of what I spent a lot of time learning in Blender a couple weeks ago, where I was like...
Didn't you just say it was easy?
It was. Once I figured out, like, it's... Learning any sort of technical thing, it ends up being... you just have to learn where to look. And then once you know where to look, it's like, oh, I could have done this in 15 minutes. I spent 10 hours learning to where to look to make it take 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, there's probably some truth to that.
You can, Richard needs, it just requires a little bit of tomfoolery and in the program of your choice. Blender is obviously free and open source and all that, but you can do it in SolidWorks or whatever.
Yeah. The other thing I was trying to think about is the head doesn't get cut off at a clean point. Like the shoulders kind of coincide with the head and stuff like that. So I probably could have done that with a 3D editor. But you know, it's not taking that long to do it in real life either. And there's only 10 of them. I only have to do 7 of them too, because 3 of them are like full command or whatever. It's not a big deal to do 7. But I wanted to ask you guys something. So I do like these helmets. I think they're pretty cool. But a great way to do a 3D print in your army to make it feel like it belongs in the system is to convert that 3D print with bits from the range. And so I have helmeted heads from the new Blood Knight kit, because I only use the unhelmeted versions for my 5-man unit. And I could use those helmets on the dudes. The only downside about this is that the unit champion is carrying one of these helmets. And I can't really remove that. I mean, I can, I don't really want to. So that won't match. Does that matter? I don't know. But I want to put, I'm kind of leaning toward these heads, but I'm kind of curious what you guys think. So I'm going to get out some Blood Knight heads, and we're going to do a little poll just to see what kind of heads you think I should use. I think the Blood Knight heads will work great. They're the right scale and everything. But I'm curious what you guys think. Let me grab 1 or 2.
Mike Genie points out Unit Champ having a different helmet is normal though, because he's a special boy.
Yes, that is also very true. But I like it when everything matches. It makes me feel good. All right, here are what the Blood Knight helmets look like. We'll take a moment to just look at them, and then we'll put one up next to the actual dude. Honestly, they kind of look a little funny. Some of them are like very tall, but they got fangs. And again, they would feel right in the GW universe to use them. So that's one of the helmets. We'll get this middle one as an example. And you know, maybe the head is too small. I don't know. Here, let's do a quick little conversion. We'll just clip the neck off real quick and just see what it looks like. I didn't do enough. I just put a fresh X-Acto blade in, so I'm like likely to chop my finger off. Kind of already did it. All right, here we go. Does that look too small?
I feel like it's the right size, but he looks weird without a neck.
Yeah. I'll have to green stuff on a little bit of a neck. So I'll kind of like hover it a little bit higher.
I mean, just compare it to the other helmet. I bet you anything that they're basically the same size.
Let us see.
Yeah.
It looks pretty similar. Oh, this one broke a little bit. Looks like I broke the wings off of that head. But yeah, so what do you think? Should I use this look? You know what? We have poster tack. Let me just
My God.
My God, the technology. I like the other helmets too, and they're not ultra out of place next to each other IMO. Are you saying that the Blood Knight heads are out of place next to each other just because they look different?
No, he's saying like you could use a mix of these two heads, I think.
Oh, okay.
Like if you wanted to do 5 of the printed helm and 5 of the OG GW helms, you could probably pull that off.
Probably. I think this is going to be, I think for 2K points, I can fit a 10-man unit in. I don't know if that is going to affect your guys' opinion in the poll. But this is what we're talking about right now. These are the two. Something about this helmet doesn't seem wide enough. It seems very narrow and tall, and like he's got kind of a wide and he's kind of chunky, so it just kind of feels a little weird.
I think both of them look kind of dorky right now, but that's also because your guy doesn't have arms.
Yes.
Without like a shield and sword or whatever they're wielding, they look like they're lacking some beef.
It looks more face and less helmet on the left. Yeah, Putsy also says, I don't like how tall and narrow it is. Yeah, I kind of agree. You know, I just thought of this. I also have
Thoughts occurring, chat.
the old pewter Blood Knight kit. Oh, man.
That's not going to be in scale. That's my guess.
You think so?
I think it's going to have a more heroic big head look to it.
This is all heroic scale.
No.
Yeah, it is.
They say it's all heroic scale, but their modern stuff is definitely scaled differently to their older stuff.
Okay, well, heroic scale doesn't necessarily mean a specific size. It just means that the hands are bigger. That's literally
it means the heads and hands are bigger, but like how much bigger can vary a lot.
Oh, man. I have no idea where this is going to be.
I mean, I feel like you're looking in the right spot.
I mean, I am. I just, unfortunately, have to tear apart this entire fucking thing to figure out where it is. I have so many boxes in here that are empty because I kept them for filming a thing in a video. Actually, I think I did that already, and I could just get rid of them. There it is. All right. In before these heads are not separate. Okay, if you don't know, this is the Blood Knight box from back in the day. Oh, they got fucking wide ass helmets. Let's see if they.
You want some width?
Oh no, I think I bought this used and they're already assembled. No. Oh man, he's so heavy. Oh my god. Anyways, here is a Blood Knight. Yes, I definitely bought these used. All right, let's see what helmet options we got. Or maybe they're not all assembled? Okay, cool. So maybe they're not all assembled. All right. These guys might have too big a head, strangely.
That's what I said. The old heroic stuff has much bigger heads. Kind of like those classic Ral Partha minis.
Yes, those guys
old school heroic scaling is like, damn, you got a watermelon on your shoulders there?
Okay. I just need a head.
That's true. Old pewter minis disassemble real easy. Put them in the freezer and that super glue lets right up.
Oh yeah, you could, yeah. I mean, I just gotta drop the model and it'll just pop right off. Okay. We'll use you. Only 2 of the knights seem to be assembled. Okay, so I didn't know this. The sprues.
Metal AF Miniatures subscribing.
Metal
says,
AF.
Ral Partha fucks. Don't sleep on pewter.
I agree with that sentiment. Do not sleep on pewter. There are so many amazing designs that work in the pewter world. Okay, sorry. So many amazing designs that people still cast in pewter. That's what I meant to say. All right, so we got some heads here. Let's take a look at these. 2 apparently come on a sprue for 1 Blood Knight. And so we have options. We have big wing helmet and smaller studded helmet. So let's clip it off and see what we can do here. Where are my shitty clippers that I don't care about getting ruined? Unfortunately, to see if this helmet works, I'm gonna have to cut off the nub a little bit.
Will you?
Yeah, just because it's so gigantic, and it's gonna seem so. The neck is just too huge. It needs to be brought down. Also, what is going on with the casting of this? This looks terrible. Okay, there we go. All right. I don't really care about the neck. I can add another one if I want. All right, a little bit of poster tack. And let's see how it compares. Maybe it's too big. Maybe it's just right. Maybe it looks bad. Who knows? Yeah. You were right there, Evan. It's just a little too big. Although strangely, I think I like it more than this. But it's too big.
What is best in life?
It's definitely some
Crush your
DK mode
enemies.
stuff.
MODOK,
driven before
Vampire
you.
Lord.
To hear the lamentation of your women.
What up, Wood
Good
Imp?
timing on the "what is best in life" quote there, by the way.
Spatsnad says, the key to taking a head off is just don't. Try taking another part off without impacting the head, and the head will just fall off. That is true. Okay, so wide helmet, way too big, ridiculous looking. What about the smaller helmet?
DK mode.
I don't know if it's... Whoa, okay.
Something just went flying.
Yeah, it was the nubbin that I just clipped.
Shot into space.
Let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, it's too big. Too big. Okay, that's not an option. All right, so here are the 2 options for the poll. Blood Knight head or 3D printed head?
I have them as fanged or printed.
Fanged. This is the fanged one,
Yeah.
and this is the printed one. All right, guys.
I could have done gray versus blue.
Or that, yeah. All right. Oh, it's live already. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've had it live this whole time.
So this is fanged, and this is the printed. The head would be okay if you pretend he's a toddler. If I had an army just of toddler vampires, would that be cool? All right, let's get into painting. Put away my conversions.
Printed is leading 2-1 right now.
I also that's where I'm leaning as well.
Also, just to prime everyone so this, gets given away soon, we're only 6 away from giving away this Cobalt Keep paint rack.
Oh, yeah. We're giving away the Cobalt Keep paint rack, which I believe is either just finished running on Kickstarter or is currently live on Kickstarter. It's honestly it's not anything special in that it's just a rack for your paint, but it has some small innovations that are cool.
It is still live for the next 14 hours.
Wow. Okay.
So
cool.
we are in the final running here. It's obviously very successfully pledged because their minimum minimum amount they were looking for was $2,500, and they've got about 50 grand of orders. So
nice.
They're doing well for themselves. I know that you showed this off in a recent video, right?
Yep.
So
yeah, I think Ninjon did as well. He did an ad
this.
as well for them. Okay.
But yeah, we're 5 subs away from doing that giveaway.
Alrighty then. We're painting some of these Yafseti walkers for Yafsiga. And I'm gonna wanna probably paint something like right here. Okay. And last week we did a lot of work preparing the model with an airbrush. And this week we're gonna paint it. And we are going to do black, and black is a tricky color, and so there are some tricks to make it easier to do, but ultimately it's challenging to paint black. Okay, booked my flight for Mateo's class. Awesome. Zindis, thanks for the Prime sub. The idiot painter says, vampire toddlers make me think of that ghost baby that would stalk you in one of the OG Silent Hills. Hard pass. Yeah, it doesn't sound very enjoyable. Okay, I'm going to get Abaddon Black, which is a very satin black. Satin helps a lot when doing black because it appears as though it is deeper in color.
It's not just you. He clocked the camera pretty good and then tried to stabilize it.
Yeah. And then what else do I need? Does this camera work, Evan?
The paint rack cam?
I did.
Let's find out. Paint rack? Yeah, wow.
Look at that.
It's a little zoomed in, but...
A little zoomed in, yeah. I also am going to pick up a blue color. There isn't anything perfect, unfortunately, that I have in the GW range, unless I go over and look at my box of all my GW paints. But I don't want to do that. So I think what I'll do is I'll grab this. I'll grab Pastel Blue from AK Interactive. Okay, cool. Are you planning on including any Bene Gesserit witch-inspired characters in your Desert Jakari army? Maybe, yeah. That could be a cool idea. Kind of like replace the. I've never really liked the homunculi wing of Dark Eldar. They're not bad at all. It's not for me. But if I replaced it with kind of more of a religious, fanatical thing, then I would enjoy it for sure. Do you guys buy AK paints direct? They're impossible to find in Malaysia, and I've only ever seen one in Australia. That I don't know. The only paints I own, I've been sent.
Yeah, Scott doesn't buy things.
Yeah.
Except minis. Apparently.
Yes. Minis, of course. Chromatic black or bust. I don't even know what chromatic black means.
I think they mean mixing a black, where you do the contrasting pigments to create a black.
What is that? What do you mean? You can't mix a black. I mean, you can mix colors into black.
Yeah. Yeah. Mix transparent dark colors to create a chromatic black.
To create a dark color, not black. You can't make black.
Sure,
as far as I'm aware. I mean, you can in in a subtractive system in a perfect mathematical world, but you're not going to get black. Am I wrong? I could be wrong.
I think the idea is that chromatic black appears black, but it has color undertones because you use two opposite hue pigments to create the black.
Yeah, so I guess the idea there just being it's more interesting black than just using straight up black.
Yeah.
Quin Credone Red plus Phalo Emerald equals black. You know, I think I have the red. I don't think I have Phalo Emerald. I have Phalo Green. In my opinion about mixing colors for black, when you take that chromatic black or that mixed black and you paint it a stripe of it and you paint a stripe of satin black right next to it, there's no comparison. You can obviously see that one color is darker and one color isn't. And the only reason why I care about that for black specifically is because it's so easy to make black light and gray. And so I want to start from a very dark place, which is pure black, and then I'll add fun colors in afterwards. If I start from a mixed base coat, then I'll never really truly reach that deep dark place. At least in my head, maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Phthalo Emerald is a warmer version of Phthalo Green. Okay, cool. Couldn't you throw an ink over regular black? Yeah, there's a million ways to skin that cat for sure. I could start with black and then mix in fun colors afterwards. I could do what they're describing. I could start with a zenithal undercoat that had colors in it and then like tint it down until I get to black. There's a lot of ways you could approach that. I'm gonna get some fresh water. For us, it's GW, Very Limited, Vallejo, and Green Stuff World, which I've never tried. I haven't heard great things about Green Stuff World, and I personally have used their ink, and it was absolutely awful. It's not even an ink. I don't even understand how they can call it that. But haven't used the paints, so can't speak to that. Okay. But also, Green Stuff World is not a very tasteful company.
Yeah, I've heard that they're a real drag to work with from the real retailer side as well.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get a little bit of black on the palette. We'll get some of this pastel blue on the palette. You just need to drink more. You'll reach that deep, dark place.
I thought that's like the opposite of what is supposed to happen. You're supposed to drink more to escape the deep, dark place.
It works momentarily.
To forget. To let go.
Yeah, just turn the lights off and then everything's black. There you go. Curse you, heavy import taxes. Yeah. That's no fun.
To free yourself from the memories.
Chad, I watched The Tunnel yesterday for the first time. It's a horror movie. I don't know if it's Australian made, but the cast is all Australian. You guys ever seen that movie? Okay. Let's start by getting some dark blackness in these deep, dark recesses. And also on the underside of this hand. Chat, we got TI quals coming up soon, baby. 8/17. I think that's when the NA qualifiers start. I'm gonna clean out my brush, get some water in there, and then kind of just maybe like kind of feather this out a little bit.
Oh, there's a new GSW drama?
Oh, is there? What's the skinny?
I'm sure chat will fill us in momentarily. They're going after someone who is branding those flushing paintbrush rinsers from China now.
Nice, yeah, because that's their product.
Sure.
They developed that.
Mr. Funkadizzle resubscribed. Let's get that paint rack.
Woo! Thank you, Mr. Funkadizzle. Appreciate it. All right. Actually, what we need to do is just thin this black paint. I was just using thick GW paint. All right.
All right, Chad, I've got a candid question for you guys. For our loyal viewers. Why is our viewership down? What are we doing wrong? Only recently, our Twitch viewership just kind of not took a full-on nosedive, and this was even before the YouTube experiment. Our average viewership just kind of went down a bit. What do you think?
The problem with asking this question is the people that are gone are not here to answer it.
That's true.
But maybe they have ideas.
This would have been more back in May. I'm not talking about like right now. Ooh, workplaces requiring return to office is an interesting one. Also, no hot tub streams. Definitely true. Scott, can we replace the gaming table with a hot tub?
Yes. Are you going to install it?
We'll hire professionals for that.
Okay.
I'm not a plumber.
And I am not either. And I'm also not a car mechanic, as I discovered yesterday when I struggled to replace a headlight.
Yeah, I was looking at your picture, and that's definitely a slightly different mounting dingle dongle.
Yeah, I don't know what they're called. Is it called a panel pin or something like that? Or
It depends. I mean, like different manufacturers call them different things, but yeah, basically.
yeah, it was so simple too. I was so sad when it just didn't work out instantaneously.
I mean, if you were working at a body shop and that because what I assume happened is the one that you got was based off of the spec from a different year, but same body type. They make the same body for 5 years, but they make little revisions every year that aren't like real revisions.
Okay.
And I've had that shit happen to me all the time. Like with my mirrors on my CRV, there is a non-spec'd change that's non-generational, that some of the mirrors are not compatible with each other if you're just replacing like the mirror portion. You can replace the whole assembly, no problem. But the actual like glass and how it mounts to the electric motors changed. So I bought a mirror and it was the wrong one.
It's annoying.
Yeah, these things happen. But if you were working at a body shop and you ran into that, you'd just use some of the double-sided tape and stick it on there.
Yeah, so that is definitely an option. I could tape some stuff down, because the problem is that it fits in everything. It's fine, but since the pin doesn't like fasten the headlight down, it just it like kind of pops out a little bit. It kind of sags a little bit. So if I just taped it or something, then I think it'd probably be fine. All right. So do you see now, chat, how like all of these like grooves of fabric from the airbrush have like a nice dark line in them, further separating like where the light is hitting and where the detail is. It helps with reading details. So we'll kind of go back and forth today, applying a shadow and then applying more highlights, brighter highlights, more focused highlights, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, let's do that. Miniac, New Balance collaboration when? Someone said I should fight John for fake drama. Gonna do some painting on a Skaven army soon. That sounds awesome, Cujo. I just want everyone to know that I've had an important personal breakthrough, and I'm currently adhering my accumulated collection of stickers to a surface in my hobby area. Wow, amazing.
A breakthrough.
That's quite the breakthrough, Rufus. All right, let's get some of this pastel blue and some gray. Get some gray going.
Salis Emberglow, subscribed with Prime.
Ooh, that's a fun name. Imagine not hoarding your important stickers. Is there a possibility that because of the summer, less people are inside watching because of warmer temps? Maybe.
Yeah, see, that thought occurred to me, except our average viewership around this time last year was higher.
Yeah.
Are less people interested in miniature painting this year? Warhammer 40K bubble about to pop?
Is that a news headline, or are you?
No, I'm just fucking around.
Oh, okay.
In fairness, today a lot of pretty sweet painters are live at the same time as us.
Very nice.
It seems like we have a more rigorous schedule than a lot of our compatriots. You painted on a Friday instead of a Tuesday. No, we stopped painting on Fridays more than a year ago. think. Maybe.
It's definitely a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a schedule change that caused a drop in viewers.
Gilded Line Minis definitely says, like I've noticed a few friends stopped playing since outside is now a thing and more friends are doing stuff. Yeah. Yeah, miniature hobbies are for fucking nerds. I could go outside and drink beer and yell at people on bicycles.
That sounds very fun.
And very healthy. Maybe get into a road rage incident.
Could imagine a lot of people started during the pandemic quit. On the other hand, 10th pulled a lot of people in. I don't think it's anything like that necessarily, because I feel like it'd be very difficult to see the gradual decline from COVID. I think what Evan's talking about is more of like a recent thing.
Yeah, it was just something that we noticed in like April, May-ish. It seemed like just all of a sudden dive.
We're not good streamers. That's what it is.
That must be it. Paint stream's all reliable, Scott.
All reliable.
Maybe people just got fed up with Twitch and have moved over to Kick. That's the most recent Twitch competitor, right?
Okay, yeah. Is that the one that XQC signed like some multi-million-dollar contract to go on to?
Yeah, but also still streams on Twitch.
What? Interesting.
Just not like the whole stream or something? I don't know.
He does like an after show thing.
I feel old. I don't pay attention to these streamers. Instead, I watch woodworking channels about boats.
Yeah, man, that's totally okay. I watch Swedish guys take really rusty old tools and refurbish them.
Yeah.
My wife's very confused about why I find it enjoyable.
It's so satisfying.
It's very satisfying.
Ladies just don't get it.
They don't get
Sometimes you want to remove rust from metal. Watch it melt away. Make what is old new again.
Mycelium Vein says Scott fucked up. He told everyone to paint more minis, and that's what they're doing instead. No!
Sometimes you want to watch someone restore something mechanical and imagine that you are casting aside your flesh and becoming one with the machine.
Okay, no one is saying that, Evan.
Is it just me?
Just you.
I'm the only one that's like, fuck yeah, sign me up. Robot body, I'm down.
I would be down for certain implants. I'd be down for like a wallet and a phone in my hand kind of thing, because my God, do I lose those so very frequently.
Only if I also get like a sick arm cannon. God damn it, I'm an American. If I'm going to put implants in my body, they better be weapons.
Someone said they like power washing videos. I had like a streak where I watched like 3, not much of a streak, a couple videos where people were like mowing lawns and like edging pavement and shit. And that was like super satisfying.
I get suggested, there's like a few mowing companies that do like shorts. I'm sure that they're TikTokers or whatever.
Yeah.
Where they just like, they spend one day a week going around and doing free mows of like dilapidated or abandoned houses or the elderly that can't take care of the property.
Yeah.
It's like charming, but also so satisfying.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, yep, I found this house, and like, it's the guy's like shoveling dirt off the sidewalk and trimming back like 5 feet of bramble, and it's just like, man, this is a lot of work to do for free, but I guess you're getting that sick TikTok revenue.
Dude, absolutely. Yeah, podcast tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I got a schedule conflict on Friday, so we're doing it on Wednesday instead of Friday.
My God.
My God. Maybe the NRA can provide health care for that. The NRA is paying for you to put an AK-47 in your fucking arm.
I'm like so down.
Society did not prepare me for how old I would feel in my 40s. Yeah. That is an unfortunate thing we all have to learn on our own.
How about how old I felt in my 20s, let alone now?
Your 20s.
Yeah, my late 20s.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm starting to feel old. About painting, the other thing about obviously mini painting in general, but I think it's pretty important for the model we're working on right now, is you want to really enunciate some very soft volumes that would normally not be so highlighted and shaded. So essentially you want more contrast. So like this like flat panel has like very shallow like little recesses in them from like the fabric. And so I'm trying to paint in a shadow, paint in a highlight, and make sure you can see all that stuff, because otherwise this large area that's flat and also on the front of the model just wouldn't be very exciting. So this is more exciting. Right now I'm painting with a very diluted version of Abaddon Black.
Icilium Veins, that ship sailed for a long time ago for me. I don't feel old, but my hair thinning and receding is reminding me every fucking day.
I'm very grateful that my hair did not fall out when I was young. It did for my dad. Like, he lost his hair when he was like 25 or something like that, or really young.
Scott's big YouTube scandal is going to be when everyone finds out that that's a toupee. I really want to get like an electric blue wig as a reference to Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Okay. You're a literal walking reference.
That's me.
What is it with people that I talk to and just making incessant references?
You make incessant references.
Do I?
Oh.
Maybe I do. My family definitely does that. We like speak in movie quotes sometimes. So maybe you're right about that.
I don't speak in movie quotes much, but I do speak in esoteric reference quotes a lot.
Oh yeah, what was that thing that I was supposed to know, and if I didn't know, I'd live under a rock or some shit?
Crush your enemies. See them driven
That's
before
the
you.
rope thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't the thing.
Oh yeah, this isn't an esoteric thing. This is just a regular meme. Thanks for reminding me, so we can do the shame Scott for not knowing the name of a meme thing. Hang on.
Scott doesn't know anything to reference. That's true. I know nothing. Jorn 40K. Nothing makes you feel old quite like your teenage kids. Nice.
Open image in new tab. There we go.
You and your fucking rope. See, I get that reference.
That's a different thing.
That's a different thing, yeah.
The reference is, hey, what's that beeping? That's just some rope moving around. I say that shit a lot.
He's not lying. Shit.
Oh, I want to... Yeah, fine. I'll just do it manually.
If you want to take your shading and hiding game up to the next level, because this transition in volume on the fingers is tighter and sharper, the transition of color is going to be sharper as well. Over here, though, it's much shallower, and so right here, it would be more diffuse, more blended out than it would be right.
Are you going to tell me you've never seen this meme, Scott?
I feel like maybe I've seen it, but like nothing is jumping off the page. Like, oh my God, of course. Maybe I've seen it. You know, I spent a lot of my college career browsing Imager, and so there's a very high chance that I have seen this at some point. But
This is much more recent than when you were in college.
Oh, okay. Then there's definitely not. No.
This is like 5 years ago. 4 years ago? I don't know. Chad, help me out here.
My meme.
Someone go on Know Your Meme or whatever and tell me when it became popular. But The cooler Daniel. So we were talking about how like fashion is actually an expression of just how much bullshit you wear, like extra belts.
Yes.
That was my claim. And then I was like, as evidence, look at this. All he does is put on an accessory and become cooler.
Obviously.
You got Daniel and the cooler Daniel, and the difference is the cooler Daniel wears sunglasses. That's how you know he's cool.
Chat, we've
It's
discovered.
just like Cool Wubby. He wears sunglasses, so you know he's cool.
There we go. We figured it out, chat.
Gin Rummy, it's not attitude, it's belief. Belief made manifest.
I can only communicate in Shorzy quotes. If I can fit an American Psycho quote into my day-to-day, I feel I did my day right.
Yeah, but it depends on what American Psycho quote it is.
Yeah, I suppose so.
People will get real annoyed at you if you keep telling them to cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks. Hey, did you put in those reports? Hey, cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks, man.
Is that a quote from the movie?
Yeah. Come on, man.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Burp, 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 burp. All right. Also, if you want more glossiness in your black, use some black ink, which I'm going to do right now.
Yeah. Also, I'd say that's probably the most common quote is, I've got to return some videotapes.
I like that. Scott, and then Scott with sunglasses. Chat, we got 2 more subs before we run a giveaway
That's what I was about to say.
for the Cobalt Keep Painting Rack.
You can show off the nice packaging that we've got.
Oh, yes.
Too heavy.
You're an old man. Look at this. Look at this wonderful painting rack. Gin Rummy, 20. Thanks to the Prime sub. Appreciate it.
We're 49. It's going to happen.
49. I've seen that whole movie a bunch of times. He never does return those videotapes. Wow. Yes, this is true. Stopson with the gifted sub coming in clutch for that number 50. All right, let's do a little giveaway, chat.
Cobalt Keep Paint Rack giveaway. We'll do 20 minutes on the clock on this one. If this is your first giveaway that you've been here for, it's !moist in the chat to enter. You do have to be here when we pick winners in 20 minutes. Please do not enter if you're from a locale that doesn't allow you to enter into random giveaways or raffles, but otherwise, go nuts. It is thanks to your support that we do these giveaways. That's what the little bar at the bottom is. We like giving away stuff. And also, if you've won since we instituted our no wins twice in 1 year policy, don't bother entering. I've got your list on it. I've got your list on a name.
List, bro.
I've got your list on a name. God, we've given away so much stuff.
We have. It's so great for the storage here.
It really is. Rufus, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Oh no. What is Rufus saying?
He says, how long has it been? So the no wins within 12 months thing is a going forward policy. It's not retroactive.
Yeah.
Because that would be too much work. There's only so much time in the day. That policy started in July. Technically in June, I think, but whatever. Started in July. Yeah.
All right.
So some people are grandfathered in because it doesn't feel too shady if someone wins twice in like 4 or 5 months. I don't really care. That said, your chances are real good right now. We've only got 40 people who have typed !moist into the chat to enter the giveaway that we're running right now. Again, only enter if you live in an area that allows you to enter raffles. Mike Genie, !JHN. God damn it. I should make that a command.
There's a couple parts of this model I don't need to do a ton of work to. Because the airbrush work plus a little bit of recessed shading does enough. It works.
I made sure it's not spammable.
What's the problem? Oh my god, dude. What's happening?
It's all about the inside jokes. JTP Crusade has it correct, yeah. Kitten, are you saying that your husband's a real winner? He won a wireless keyboard with his amazing ability to win things.
I just thought of something that's unrelated to the stream entirely.
Is it about winning?
No.
Are you winning, Scott?
Always.
Scott knows that meme.
Are you winning, son? All right. The fine folks at BSS accidentally sent me the wrong mini, so now I have 2 sets of Chalice Knights and a Baron Chalice Knight on the way. Nice! Now you can use them for some Nurgly conversion, if you so choose.
Wager, you got to put the ! And the moist together into one statement.
One Twitch command.
One word. Maybe I should start telling people that it's upside down I moist.
Yes. Man, I hate it when I put like a thin paint too close to the edge of my paint and then it just fucking sucks into the sponge.
If there's one feature I wish that like pre-cut wet palette paper had, would be a slightly like debossed edge so that paint doesn't run over as easily.
Can you do that with paper?
I mean, you can emboss paper, and a deboss is the other side of an emboss.
Oh, if you just...
Yeah, you'd press a little wrinkle into the perimeter.
Yeah. That would be extremely extra, but I really like that idea.
I mean, like, if you were going to go all out, why not actually do it? Boss that paper.
Yeah.
Particularly for something like like the Redgrass Games wet palettes have the reusable palette paper.
Yes.
Which I have and I use, and it's fine. That product would be so much better if it had a embossing around the edge that made it so paint didn't want to run out into the water.
Yeah. That's a really interesting idea.
Probably wouldn't Carfnet. What would mess with it, though, is after you get the paper wet, if you tried to stretch it out with like a a credit card or whatever to try and get it extra flat, that may cause problems, but I think the answer is to just go extreme with the embossing.
I think you would need minimal embossing.
Narfnet. I get it. Yeah. All right.
You would need so minimal embossing that it wouldn't it wouldn't matter if you try to scrape over it and you like kind of reduced the embossing a little bit to flatten out the paper. Like just the tiniest amount would totally work.
Yeah, I'm not expecting the Great Wall of China or anything. Just something that makes it so the tension doesn't break over the edge. Instead, it wants to run along the edge and back into the palette.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much. Scott, did you see the rework on Revenant in Apex Legends?
No. What did they change about the character? If I'm being totally honest, I literally just play Bangalore like endlessly. I just love Bangalore. Love sending lead down range. Sending lead down range.
I don't think I can patent tissue paper, guys. Green Stuff World might believe that they can. This is embossed paper is fairly well treaded ground. We are now talking about the original letterpress machine from, I don't know, 400 years ago or something.
Wait, I know someone with a letterpress printer. They make all the packaging for all my product.
Yeah, old school letterpresses are pretty cool.
This is totally a thing that we could do.
I have a feeling that the material, the parchment paper tape material, is probably like the biggest pain in the ass to work with because it's so thin.
Or that makes it super easy.
No, I think that from what I understand, and by no means am I an expert, the preferred stuff to work with is like more of a cardstock because it can hold up to those sorts of processes better. Where it's being stretched and pulled and pressed. But I would love to experiment with this. Then we could sell premium wet palette paper. Could have like a little embossed symbol too.
Oh yeah, okay. Now we're talking. My grandmother just sent me a Warhammer reel on Instagram of the Nurgle 40k scribe drawing a penis on his scroll. Okay, this I don't know how.
Grandma's lit, yo.
Right, yeah, exactly, Jay Willie. We're here now. We've made it. When grandma's sending you 40k reels on Instagram, you know that we're in the mainstream. Congratulations.
She's sending you the Alex Jones as a Space Marine clips.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Like Alex Jones having a chat with fucking.
There's a few of them, and they're all fucking gold.
What is There's one where like Alex Jones is a Space Marine talking to Joe Rogan, and he's like an Imperial Guard explaining how like Zinch worked or something. And it's so insane. Oh yeah, that's great. My 60-year-old mother plays Necrons. Fuck yeah, dude, that's awesome. This is a promotional giveaway, right? Yeah. I mean, we're not promoting the Kickstarter campaign. I guess we're promoting the stream in a way.
Promotional giveaway. I can't provide legal definitions to tell you whether that's correct for Australian law, but we are promoting our stream with each giveaway we do.
This is.
So if that meets your legal criteria, then yes. If not, then no. And if you would like to enter our promotional giveaway under our definitions, but maybe not yours, !moist in the chat to enter. Only enter if you're allowed to in your local area. And if you haven't won in the last couple months, we're giving away a Cobalt Keep paint storage system. What do they actually call it on the Kickstarter? Give me a second here.
Probably something modular.
Expandable hobby and paint rack. There you go.
There you go.
It's got swappable inserts, modular storage, desktop and hanging options, and of course, it's expandable. Thanks to our friends at Cobalt Keep! !Moist to enter.
Evan sounds like he's doing an ad read, but he's not. That's just how he talks.
Yeah, I tone it down, but truly, I like to default to the actual radio voice.
I did not expect how easy this would be.
Painting black cloth?
I just thought whenever I have done black cloth in the past, it's always it's a labor of love. You know, it takes a long time to really get all working. But
I wish I had a law degree.
The beginning airbrush step really expedited a lot of this. I find that all I'm doing is just very small micro volume stuff. And it's enough. Once I paint like the headdressy thing and the netting thing here, like this model will be like totally done. So it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Ian Zabattle wants to know, it can expand your hobby, but can it expand your rack? Well, if you already have a Cobalt Keep hobby rack, the storage is indeed expandable, so you can expand your rack with more rack. It becomes racks on racks.
Racks on racks. All right, because we got this ultra krill stuff just staring me down.
Ultra krill.
Let's try out some colors here. Let's paint the netting thing. Let's try out these new colors. Teal Sakire. Thank you for the Prime sub. Appreciate it. Also, I heard you say JTP Crusade. Did we get him for gifting a sub to King Brother Wave?
King Brother Wave.
Omega Krill. Cobalt Keep is a great company. They're actually super great to work for a YouTuber as well. They're very, very nice.
Work with.
I've never had an issue with their product, and they're always great with customer service. That's amazing.
I like my little storage cases that I took.
Oh, the clear acrylic ones?
Yeah, the things that I haul around my MCP minis with.
Yeah.
Feel bad I didn't go to paint night last night.
Wow.
I overslept. Baldur's Gate 3 has ruined my life, Scott.
Just so you guys all know, the paint night starts at 6 p.m.
Yeah. So
he overslept? Come on, Evan.
Scott, what time did I get up today, do you think?
You had to be here at 12?
Uh-huh.
11:30.
Earlier.
11.
I was here at 11. No, I was here at 11:15-ish.
You got up at 10:45.
Earlier.
8 a.m.
Earlier.
What is happening? 5 a.m.
Earlier.
Oh, no. When did you go to sleep?
That's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. So yesterday, the patch came out, and I was watching the Song of Ice and Fire Stats Boys live stream, which went for 6 hours.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I was watching it, and I was like, oh, I'll just sit on my bed for a minute. Because I had been up for a while because of Baldur's Gate. So I fell asleep, I don't know, some point in the afternoon. And I woke up at sometime between 9 and 10. And I went, oh, I guess I'm not going to paint night. Whoops.
That's a valid excuse.
These things happen.
Exogen Midnight. Thank you for the sub. We appreciate it.
And then you know what I did all night?
You played Baldur's Gate.
Damn right.
All right. I want like a tan color, a tannish, brownish color. We got some colors here. Out of focus, admittedly. Let me turn down the exposure. So we're at 7:1.
Chat, he's exposing.
Okay. I want kind of a tan color, which you can get from doing yellow and white and a little bit of a darker shadow. We'll use some of this brown. That was way too much brown. Or maybe it wasn't. I'm gonna add a little bit of red just to kind of make it a little bit warmer. All right, and that's kind of the color that I want. Maybe a little bit darker. Okay, and this would be a good shadow to start from. And then we can build up our highlights into more of a tan color from there. Very cool. All right, let me do that. And do that.
2 minutes left in the giveaway.
2 minutes to the giveaway, y'all. Type !_ moist in the chat to enter in for a chance to win a Cobalt Keep paint rack.
Let me tell you about the consensus of where people are at on the patch right now. I've been telling people today about how great Evian is.
About what?
How great of a game Evian is.
Okay. What does that have to do with the patch? Well, I'm confused.
People are so happy with the rules clarifications and general state of the game that Evian's looking real appetizing.
Okay. It's so sad.
It really is.
Because
it's still my favorite game.
That one guy who is really good at the game and really involved, Brett. He was so convincing. He's like, just you wait. Greyjoy are gonna be fucking awesome. And I'm like, all right, dude, let's do it. Turns out he lied to me.
Never listen to Brett.
Come on, Brett. How could you lie to me, bro? Of course, I haven't even looked at the changes yet. So what do I know?
There's a lot. There's also some core rules changes to the game.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are they bad?
30 seconds left in the giveaway.
Are they bad?
Yeah.
Jay, speaking of Song of Ice and Fire, Jay, where are you at in your Free Folk army collecting? I want you to know that all the advice that I told you about Free Folk came directly from Evan, so.
That advice still holds true. Free Folk didn't really receive that many changes, so.
But if you have any more questions, just ask Evan. All right. This first impressions.
You may no longer enter the raffle.
The paint is covering well over black. It is a mid brown color, so not incredibly impressive, but it's not failing at the very least to paint over this black.
I am picking the winner. Teal Sickire?
Oh, wait.
Sickire? I don't know. You won! Direct message Miniac on Twitch. Your shipping info, which includes your full name, email address, and shipping address. I'm going to send you a message right now to that effect.
Kuro Design, thank you for the raid. We appreciate it, y'all.
Because I have to do the bit.
Well, hot damn.
We're getting raided. Something's happening.
We did. Got rated from Kuro Design.
Party of 6. Nice.
Nice. All right, got some brown in there. Now let's start to build up this highlight a little bit with
Alrighty.
some yellow and some white.
This is how it works. I type while I talk, and everyone gets annoyed, but still sort of likes it. I need your full name, your shipping address,
Keep fucking up.
and
Beard, thank you.
your email. Thanks in advance. And congratulations. for going on the list. Kill Team also got a balance patch today. All right, I wasn't looking. Did Jay ever respond, or did he wander off to go do real work?
I think he left.
Probably. Why would he hang out with us degenerates?
Exactly.
All right, I got to figure out what the next giveaway is. Yeah, John, that's actually very true. I do need a balance patch. I think the patch is sell my house, move into a van. That's it. Jay says, I am here. What's the Kill Team question? Well, we were asking you where you were at on your Song of Ice and Fire journey, and I didn't see a response on that. But also, what are your thoughts on the Q3 Kill Team balance patch yesterday? Winners, losers, ascendant factions?
All I want to know is are Chalnath fucking litty now? That's all I care about. No, I'm just kidding. They were fine before, probably. He's getting out the big red bin, chat.
Big red bin is getting kind of dry.
Santa Claus Evan.
What's the next giveaway going to be? What the hell is this thing? I know I looked at this before and then I couldn't figure it out. 3-inch miniature storage box. Okay, sure. We can do that along with something else. Oh. I have this. I mean, I have a different one of them, but I kickstarted one of those. Back when I was too lazy to paint my minis. So we'll give that away.
What are you talking about?
GTG's standees.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Yeah. They're actually pretty cool. It's just... Then I bought more minis.
I'm painting one.
Minis. God damn, that's a lot of minis. Box of pewter guys that have magnets for hands. That's cool.
Oh, Hand of God Kickstarter. Yeah, that was an interesting one.
A piece of wood with the Miniac logo on it. It's obviously a plinth.
The Chaos Cultists and the Goats got a nerf and kill team. Nice.
Chaos Cultists.
Krish is asking, are you familiar with the YouTuber Ten Hunt? I am, yeah. I feel like he's a great example of someone who's mastered doing a video series on YouTube for long-term projects. I think you'd like his approach to content creation. Okay, yeah, I haven't really checked it out a lot, so it'd be good to see what he's doing.
Jay says, I have no song minis yet, but I have a list, and my buddy dropped like $200 on Lannisters, so things are happening. I'll tell you what, your buddy's gonna be real happy because Lannisters just got nothing but love this patch, and it's like wild. A box with a question mark on it. I haven't seen some of this stuff before because we're actually getting to the bottom of this thing. Not enough sponsors are sending like weird stuff.
I got plenty of stuff. I'm just not willing to part with it yet.
Ah, I see. I'm sure I can find a use for this. All right.
What is best in life? Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, to hear the lamentation of their women.
Okay.
What is best in life?
What is best in life? Okay, that is good enough for that detail. Now let's paint a cream colored but shaded purple this like hat headdress thing. I don't think I have a purple. I have a blue and I have a red, and I have two blues here. Let's see what we can do to mix up a purple. I have okay, this is just labelless. Ultraviolet, ultra pigmented. This is ultramarine blue. Oh, it even tells you PB Z9. Interesting. We'll put both blues out and we'll mix it with red to see what we get. Scott needs an earbud monitor for the redeems. Yeah, so I can figure out how annoying they are and just delete the whole thing. You're right. But no, honestly, some kind of earbud monitor would be great. I feel like half of the fun of the sound alerts is the person's reaction to like the sound alerts.
Yeah, I would like to do that. How is a great question, though.
We need a bad mini painting video with nothing but awful advice. Yeah, it's like mini hacks. The skit I did 2 of those skits back in the day, and that's basically what that is. It's a bunch of shitty advice. How did the yellow actually cover? There were some big claims. I mean, I didn't use it straight. I just used it like as a mix to create a warmer tan color, and like, I mean, so far no complaints. Everything's working out just fine. Nothing is like bad at all. It's all very nice. All right, let's make some purple. Autofocus. Let me fix the exposure here. Okay. We have 2 blues. I don't know what this other blue is, but this is PB Z9 over here, whatever the fuck that means. I know it's a pigment, but I don't know effectively what that makes it in terms of color. But we'll see what kind of purples we can get from mixing these 2 paints together, which these are presumably pure pigment paints. This is terrible. What is happening right now is not what you want. And that can often happen when you say take a blue that is green base and mix it with a red. It'll just turn into this muddy, nasty maroon color. It's not an ugly color. It's just not what I'm hoping for. Although maybe it is, because I want kind of like a pastel purple anyways. I mix some white with it. We'll begin to see more about what's going on with the color. Okay. All right, well, that's an option. Pigment blue, the Z9, just for fun. Those were skits? Well, shit, explains my... Did you make a paintbrush out of your hair and a twig? See you, fellas, it's 4:45 a.m. See you, K-Boy McNugget. God damn. All right, let's take this more sky blue color and see what happens. We're getting a similar effect. Nothing insane. Let's get some more white just so we can see what's happening. Oh yeah, dude. That is some thick ass paint. Purple is hard to mix out of 2 pigments. You would use more than 2? You're saying 2 is preferable?
You just mix all the pigments, and then it truly is whatever color you want.
I would say as far as trying to figure out like what the bias of these 2 blues are, we're creating very similar colors. This is a bit warmer than that one, but that could be just down to how much red I put into that mixture versus this one. I don't think there's anything particularly special going on right now. But yeah, we'll do a white and we will do a purple base for that white, which is easier said than done. Let's get some of this. White. We'll mix just a tiny amount of this purple in. Don't want to do a lot. We're looking for a shadow color right now. Okay, and we're starting to get there. Nice gray lilac color. Okay. What paint is this? This is called Ultra Krill. It's a new paint range. They just had a Kickstarter.
Ultra Kill.
Ultra. A little bit ago. All right, let's do it. I mean, look at this coverage.
It's because it's got a lot of white in it.
What?
Titanium white.
White has terrible coverage. Historically.
Titanium white has amazing coverage.
No, it does not. I mean, sure, if you put it on, you put any paint on thick, it covers well. But this is thin paint over black, and it's doing really well. Just in general, when your colors have high contrast, so if you're going dark over light, light over dark, red over green, you're gonna struggle because you're jumping through a lot of hoops to get there. This is really good. I am shocked. And it's not thick. I'm able to apply it quite thinly. Oh, there's like stuff going on up here. I'm just gonna assume no one's ever gonna see that. We're going for a grape crush color? No, definitely not. Lilac.
Ricky Suzo. Sup, just here to stoke the flames of my parasocial relationship. Subscribe in tier 1.
Woo! What up, Ricky? I'm probably gonna want to add more purple to this, just because it's not reading very well at the moment. But that's the thing that's much better to do later in the painting process as opposed to right now. Just because it's a lot easier to kind of glaze in the purple than it is to try to mix it in and kind of nail it right now. I'll get like the blend like 90% of the way there, and then I'll start making small adjustments.
Am I pre-cup of noodles or post-cup of noodles? There was no cup of noodles today. I haven't even had any nut time today.
What's going on?
Because I woke up so late yesterday. I went and got breakfast today, which I don't normally do.
Nice.
Which I don't really have the money to do, but I did it anyway. Zombie Assassin 187 says, "You guys ever heard of Kingdom Death? Their models look cool and the board game sounds fun to play, but incredibly expensive."
We know quite a bit about Kingdom Death.
The video that Scott did of doing a pinup was from Kingdom Death.
Also, the NMM video.
That's true too.
Kingdom Death video. John, have you gotten your gambler's chest yet? See you, Just Seppuku. Titanium is added to increase the opacity of other pigments. Hidden will destroy your wallet. I mean, really any kind of hobby that you're interested in will destroy your wallet. %1 of every sub goes to getting breakfast for Evan. I haven't, so I can't paint it for my next video. Yeah. Are you gonna do that? Are you gonna paint a mini from the gambler's chest? I mean, that sounds pretty cool.
Kingdom Death.
The whole thing? I painted the whole gambler's chest in a weekend? I almost died painting the whole gambler's chest?
John does like to torture himself for YouTube views.
He does.
Goes down in that basement, does dark and horrible things to himself, posts it online, and then people are like, yeah, I'll sign up to your Patreon.
Dark and horrible things. That was to be read as Uncle Roger. Okay. Okay, I get you. Yeah. I'm not gonna do it, but I get you. Favorite paint job or miniature project of the year so far? That would require me to think about what I've painted, which is sometimes a depressing thought. Ooh. I was gonna say Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon, but I'm pretty sure I finished that at the end of last year. Ooh. It's so easy just to say the things that you've painted most recently. I would say Pizza Boy. I was really proud of the chat bubble floating midair for Pizza Boy. I thought that was a really cool idea, and I think the way that I did it, it worked out really well. Just a very subtle 3D effect, and it was fun for the subject matter.
New Captain Disillusion video.
Oh. Don't you mean speed painting the whole gallon just in a weekend for Mr. Beast? There you go. There you go. Oh, right. You got to put the word Warhammer in there.
Yeah, you got to put the word Warhammer in there. You could also put Henry Cavill's face on the thumbnail or something. Maybe like splice it with Mr. Beast.
Yeah. Mr. Warhammer? No, I don't know.
One Warhammer, please. Five tips. NMM.
Just put a bunch of buzzwords. What's a good metallic gold?
I just muted you because you're hair drying.
Are these paint bottles the same diameter as the Yeho?
He didn't hear me say that.
Oh! Are you saying things, Evan?
I said I just muted you because you were hair drying, and then you kept talking.
Whoops. Someone who asked if they are smaller. Maybe they're a little bit smaller. Get an actual Vallejo bottle.
That'll work.
All right, here we go. Yeah, they're a little bit smaller in diameter.
Oh, sneaky.
Sneaky.
That's how they get you.
How to paint a bust was invaluable for me. It's amazing. I'm glad. I never know how to make videos like that.
I muted the other lava because I had to switch them for the stream last Thursday.
Are you still muting things? What's going on?
Nah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
You were never muted.
Okay. Now I'm very confused. All right. Now we're gonna do some highlighting. Okay. And this is gonna be a gradual and kind of slow process.
She's looking a lot brighter than she was.
Yeah.
She was gonna be dark and spooky.
Well, I don't know. I wanted a little bit of pops of different color in there, but now I'm not so sure what I'm doing. Just because there's not a lot to paint on this model. There aren't many details. And so I'm going to have like this one element, this other element, and this other one, and they're kind of like separate pieces, and it doesn't feel cohesive. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I think when they sit together as a unit, it'll feel better and it'll make more sense. But I think as an individual, these models may not look great.
Are you going to freehand some flowers onto them?
Yes. I'm going to paint the Mona Lisa on top of her head, actually.
Now we're talking.
That was my plan.
Just thinking of some like flower petals and patterns like on the Arizona green tea bottles.
What about Arizona tea bottles?
Huh?
Moving on. Rufus, the Almighty Spaz said scale 75 gold is pretty good. I enjoy that one too. I think that the pigments on that could be better. They're quite large, but I do enjoy the colors they have.
You're lying to me, John.
Rufus says, I just want you to know I saw your update about your video class and I'm stoked. Awesome, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I am stoked too. I have a little bit more work to do, and then I can start shooting and editing my course. Spooky.
Jesus Christ. No, I'm not going to link that. That's like a million fucking characters long. Hang on. Maybe you should freehand Arnold Palmer's face.
Oh, that's what you're... Okay, now I get what you're saying.
He finally got there, Chad.
Listen, my mind moves from place to place.
At a pace of its own.
I came into work today and started to work on that live stream thumbnail that wasn't uploaded correctly, and then suddenly it was 11:30 p.m. and I was doing something totally different, and then I turned my computer on again and I was halfway into changing that thing and making a new thumbnail and uploading it and shit, and I was like, wait, when did I forget to do this?
Did you actually fix it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, the video wasn't even published. I forgot to do that apparently. So yeah, I have problems.
These things happen.
All right.
It just means people get more content this week.
Yes. On painting flowers, I saw someone in Kara's Discord share a photo of a female wuxia, I don't know how to say that word, style warrior, and they painted an elaborate flower scheme all over the dress, into the folds and everything. Yeah, definitely. There are people that I follow on Instagram who can accomplish that.
Yeah.
Definitely possible. It's just not for this model. Not right now.
Sounds like wuxia.
Wuxia. Okay.
Pretty sure it's pronounced wuxia.
Wuxia.
But, I'm sure that the Spain of plastic can chime in on that.
Woosa.
Was there a video you made recently where you were like, this is a banger, and then it was not a banger?
I mean, I knew the 40K one was going to do well.
Pretty much.
You know, I kind of feel like all my videos are bangers.
Yeah, okay, Scott.
I mean, I put the same level of effort into every video. That's not true. That's not true.
That's definitely not true.
Whenever I paint a model, it's the same level of effort. I don't know. I mean, a lot of my videos did poorly in the recent past. So maybe it was one of them, one of the like the last 5. I don't know though.
The roast one did okay. And then creating my very first tabletop game was 38K. Creating a miniature sci-fi diorama was 32K.
Yes, yeah, I know what they meant, Rufus. I just can't remember which one. Like I actually thought was gonna do super well, and then just didn't. Again, a little bit of that feeling exists every time a YouTuber puts a video out.
Yeah,
it's like every video you're trying to really like reach a big audience. Maybe not everyone, but a lot of them you are. And so
let me rephrase the question in a way that feels a little less invasive. Which video were you hoping would blow up more in the recent past? Like if you could pick one that you wish had more reach.
Someone's asking what brush I'm using. It is the Mindwork Games brush. Let me see if there's one that I'm thinking. I want to go to my channel. Oh, I can just look at the last 10 right here. Perfect. Okay, chat. Here are the last 10.
Oh, whoops.
That's okay. We can show this. These are the last 10. No, this isn't going to work either. This isn't the last 10. Oh, no, it is. Of the last 10 videos, how they stack up view-wise after 4 days of release. So this isn't the current viewership for anyone other than the first one. Which one did I think was gonna do super well? I think it was creating a miniature sci-fi diorama. I thought that I had edited that video and like made considerations that would make it appealing to someone who like thinks miniature painting is interesting, but is not necessarily interested in like watching full-blown tutorials about it. So like that, you know, the intro is kind of like hot and heavy, and you know, we do a fun conversion of the model with the sunglasses, and the base is all scratch built, and we don't spend too long on any one of those things, so it kind of moves along. I think the pacing is pretty good, and then it just totally bombed. I think that's probably the biggest one. I always struggle to like make a video about a video game or a movie and have it do well. I think the only one that really did well was when I painted that Heroes of New Earth figure, and that was because the title, while it was true, was very clickbaity. I love the pizza one. Thank you.
He stole that guy's pizza.
I feel like you guys lately have been really good. Thank you, OSWs and Kiki. It's a shame they aren't exploding in popularity. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. I don't need for the videos to explode to be able to support like what I'm doing here necessarily. But it is nice to have the validation though, that's for sure.
See, I thought for sure you were going to say the history of Adepticon.
Oh no, so I don't know. Adepticon videos don't really ever do well. They have like a hard ceiling at 100K views. Like I don't think I've ever gotten 100K views with one, and maybe the closest one I got was last year's. I don't know. I think I'm gonna be done making videos about Adepticon just because they rarely pay off, and it just makes the experience of going to the con itself like way less enjoyable. Unless I think of like a better way to format the video, and then I will make more.
Just call it shooting the rodeo.
You're a million views YouTuber in our hearts, Scott. Thank you, Rufus. I appreciate it. Chubbs, thanks for the sub. I feel like you leveled up as a content creator. Keep it up. Thank you. I definitely think I'm getting better at editing videos. I think I'm like my wife recently was like, you know, you in the past when you worked at Cray, you were able to make a video a week, and part of that was subject matter. I had easier stuff. I'd make a skit that would take a day to make. But if you compare like my painting videos from then and now, they're significantly different. There's a lot more work that goes into the new ones. And so I had her watch an old one, and then I had her watch a new one, and then she immediately got it. Just way more work. And I don't mind it. I like to, it feels like, you know how like when you're painting, you got to pull your punches sometimes. You got to not do like as much as like, you can't make the best quality model paint job wise every single time you paint one. I don't know how to do that with videos. I feel very weird intentionally pulling punches when it comes to YouTube. If I have an idea for a cool thing, like I have to get it out of my head by doing the cool thing. Like in last week's video, one new thing I tried was that there's a podcast camera on a stick, on a pole right next to my B-roll section. I flipped that camera up, so it was pointing straight down at my B-roll table. And then I put a Lazy Susan on the table so that there's like a top-down shot of like, I think it was the sprue of a head was like rotating. And that was just fun. And you know, it takes some time to set it up and then put it back to how it was for the podcast, but I don't know, it's fun to do that and change things up. My friend saw the Apex one and she sent it to me asking if I saw it because she knows I paint minis and I play Apex. Nice. Had to tell her I was already steeped in Miniac for years now. Steeped.
Krish Creates says, listening to you talk about your ambitions about buckling down on your YouTube game on Trapped Under Plastic was so rejuvenating for me.
Great.
I really felt that passion and vigor you have for this industry. It's so inspiring and makes me want to work harder on my stuff.
Awesome. And I'm still working out my game stuff, like just in this behind the scenes. I'm trying to do a collaboration with Trent for the second episode in the game dev series, but I think he's in England right now. He's hard to reach out to. And then prior to that, He's
always been in England.
He's in England a lot. He visits there a lot.
No, I mean like Australia is in England. It's a fucking psyop.
Oh, you're saying Australia isn't real?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Have you ever been to Australia, Scott?
I haven't. Have you been to Finland ever?
Maybe, actually.
What?
No, I haven't been to Finland. I've been to Denmark. Pretty much the same thing.
Pretty much. When we play an AOS. I'm done with that game. No, I'm not done with it.
4th edition comes out next year, Scott, and then the cycle will start anew.
No, I'm not done with it, but like I do have a short attention span, and there are so many games I want to try out, so I gotta spread the love out a little bit.
We have to play Shatterpoint at some point. We have to play Deep Rock Galactic at some point. We have to play Evian at some point. Marvel Crisis Protocol is gonna happen, goddammit.
MCP. I'm down.
We're rich.
That was a good one. What else is under the table that we need to play?
I want to play X-Wing and Legion.
Oh yeah, those are on the list. We need to get Alex to come in here and teach us those games.
We have like literally the developer or one of the developers for that game living in the state. He was in our AOS Escalation League, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, Alex Davey was one of the main designers on both those games.
Yeah, so it's super cool to have that as an opportunity to be able to play that with him and learn the game. He's a little busy right now in the summer, though.
Should cut it out.
Quit being busy.
Come play games with us.
Come on, Alex.
Miniac, you need to play Blitz Bowl.
Blitz Bowl. Someone described Blitz Bowl to me, and it made me think that I would enjoy it more than regular Blood Bowl. I can't remember why though.
Because it's got Blitz in it.
Teals Akire says Finland is not real. Rhett told me. That's the reference I was making. Yeah. Rhett from GMM just has this thing for Finland saying it's not real.
I think it's far more likely that Australia isn't real. Come on, an island that big, being just one country, doesn't make any sense. It's not logical. You're telling me that the entire interior of this landmass is basically inhospitable to all life?
Most of it, at least.
This is bullshit, man. It is clearly fake.
I kick ass for the Lord.
The almighty Spaz subscribing with Prime. Take my Bezos bucks. Stupid ads.
Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it, almighty Spaz.
And hey, if you have Amazon Prime, you can do the same thing. Subscribe with Prime. Don't get ad breaks anymore. Because ad breaks always happen when we're saying the funniest and most important stuff.
Yeah. We do that intentionally, actually, to encourage subscriptions.
I wish I could be that precise with it. I'm going to tell a really funny story, but only for people who are subscribed.
Can't you, like, push a button and run an ad?
Kind of, but that button, like, goes inactive after it auto runs ads.
So
you have a pretty limited window to be able to, like, start it early or whatever.
I got you. Okay. That was the first layer of highlights and shadows, and it's very subtle. And we're just trying to work up a highlight for white or a light color in general. It just takes a while. You gotta kind of nurse it a bit. And so we're gonna add in a little bit more white, and then we're gonna do another highlight, and then we'll probably just stop right there and then do a pure white, very sparing edge highlight, and then kind of call it a day. My Bezos Bucks is back in a couple days. Nice.
I still can't believe that you did an ASMR video.
Dude, that video also totally tanked. But that was super fun to make. That was very different.
I was just scrolling through and looking for other ones that were just kind of random duds. And yeah, that one was flanked on either side by very well-performing videos. Magic of Recess Shading has 130,000 views, and Building a Wargaming Tabletopper has 160,000 views.
Yeah.
Sounds of the Hobby, 42K. It's been a year. Rough.
That video had some really good cinematography in it as well. I got to like do some fun things with the Rhino slider. All right. For layering, I'm going to not pull this paint all the way up to the top of the head, or this head thing, just because obviously the light would be blocked down there. And so most of my dark colors are going to end up dark around the face area. I'm not too concerned about that because the model doesn't really have like a readable face. It's kind of it's occluded, to use a word that Evan taught me.
What did I teach you?
The word occluded.
Oh, yeah.
I try to look up a word whenever I hear it and I don't know what it means. And that was one that I looked up after I think you said it in a stream.
Me have very big vocab. Make people think Thrag's smarter than he is.
Thrax. Well, speaking of, didn't Guardians of the Galaxy 3 come out?
Yeah, that was like a year ago.
Oh, okay. A friend of mine just recently reviewed it, and I just assumed
I may be exaggerating.
Okay. I just assumed that came out recently if he was reviewing it, because I see him as the kind of person that watches.
Just hit streaming. I think it came out like 6 months ago or something like that.
Okay,
like very beginning of summer, spring season, whenever they end. Fuck you, it's January. Came out in May. That's pretty much 6 months ago. Fuck
Got
it.
Rufus says Scott's experiment with a career in Foley was a folly. Nice. Yeah, that was basically what that was.
Scott, you know what I was really hoping for at oh my god, Gen Con. There we go. My brain got there. I was paying attention to announcements for a specific game, for a specific character.
You were hoping that, of course, that Morbius made it into MCP.
Yeah. And it didn't happen.
Damn it! Here, I'll make you a deal.
No, there's no deal. The deal's already been made. You cannot change what has been written in stone.
At some point in my life, I will play MCP with you. But if Morbius comes out with a miniature, I will play a game of MCP with you. At some point,
much sooner.
6 months after that model's release.
Okay.
There's a time period. There we go. When I was diagnosed with ADHD, they said my vocabulary IQ was 120, but my math IQ was 80. So I literally sound smarter than I am IRL. I mean, math IQ doesn't necessarily translate to your intelligence in general, but I see what you're saying.
See, so Rufus says, pray he does not alter the deal further.
Nice.
Well, before this stream, we were talking about him putting me in charge of the gaming stream, and it's like, well, if I'm in charge, I'll just say that we're playing MCP.
Oh, no.
Easy.
You found out.
Why wait for something to happen when you can make something happen?
That's true. They may not be painted minis.
You have caught us alive. Twitch isn't always live, but you're supposed to flag your stream as pre-recorded if you're not live.
We are indeed live.
We are live, Hibbert K. I don't have a newspaper to hold up in front of a camera, though, to prove that I'm, like, alive. So.
We could be dead.
Yeah. Someone tried to use Twitch live stream as their alibi to murder their ex-girlfriend, you know?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, this was an interesting news story. And I was like, man, you could have done this so much better. No wonder you got caught.
Those are good thoughts to have.
Exigent Midnight says, everyone's going to tell Scott that the Thursday game will be AOS, but when he shows up, MCP will be set up and ready to play.
Fucking got you, dude. I don't not want to play MCP, just for the viewers here who don't get the meme. And we just have never found an opportunity.
Before I was working here, Scott, you know, we knew each other a little bit. And I was watching the stream, and you said, I said, I'm looking at MCP stuff. You said, Evan, if you buy it, we will play. And you know what I did? I bought like $300 worth of MCP stuff.
This is when I met Evan. He wasn't like super into like wargaming. He's like, I'm more of a D&D guy. And it took 6 months to collect like 17 different games. And like, yeah, I'm a wargaming guy now. And I was like, oh, okay.
Sure. I go hard on everything.
Rufus says, I don't want to alarm you, but looking at your historic videos, it appears you have aged in the last 5 years. Yeah, dude.
It comes in stages.
It does.
The way that you tell the different eras of Miniac apart is by his hairstyle.
The hairstyle and also the background.
No. That's not.
No?
That's not. That's just different studios. I'm talking about eras of you.
Oh.
New hairstyle, new look, new me.
I feel like my hairstyle doesn't change a whole lot.
Kind of has.
Just like goes up, generally. I feel like John's hairstyle has never changed since I've known him. He's very consistent. He's found what he likes, and he's sticking to it. His posture and build are very different too. What are you saying, Rufus? Saying I got fat? Just fucking say it, bro. I hear you. I'm fatter. I know. Fuck. Kill me, bro. Okay, anyways. Scott shows up with his fully painted army for the very first game, and it's MCP. Oh! That'd be so sad, dude. That'd be so sad.
Hey, don't worry. Scott's already got 2 painted MCP minis, so he only needs to do 5 more.
I'm on the way.
Yeah.
That third one, Morbius, obviously. Ninjan says, I actually cut off 2 inches today. Is your hairstyle different? You're not an anemic 20-something-year-old anymore. Yeah, sure. It's his life force being sucked away at the thought of painting a Space Marine. Yes. Hey, I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm done. The Frosted Tips era was something else. Smokes a cigarette. Nice. The most noticeable thing for me is Scott's voice being different. Maybe that's because of the better mics, possibly. Yeah, that's true. I'm assuming he's referring to the top of his hair, not his side shave. The side shave getting 2 inches would mean that he is just scalping himself. Stream, I think this paint range is passing the test. It's passing the stream test, which is I use it for a couple hours and nothing fucking falls apart and burns down.
Yeah, the stream test could mean many things, but I understand.
No, I'm not peeing on it. That'd be funny though. I don't know about this model. John, it's a talking skull now. Just exposed skull with hair on top. Jeez.
That'd be sick.
That's so fucking brutal.
Yeah. I'd like to be a floating brain with plastic eyes and electric blue wig.
The Frosted Tips so leaned itself into a Miniac Flavortown paint review, never to get that. Rip, dude. Good point.
The ultimate paint endorsement. No fatalities were caused by this paint.
I don't hate it so much that I went and found something else.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that's pretty good because I'm kind of picky, you know?
Kinda?
Dude, the moment something gets in my way, like 2 times, it's gone. It's like, nope.
Hence why there are no doors in Scott's house.
Exactly. I hate doors. And man, don't get me started on stoplights, bro. Holy shit.
You and every other driver in the Twin Cities.
2 fucking stoplights are the worst. Not even in the bathroom?
Everything in the studio is on a gentle slope towards the painting desk. Especially not on the bathroom.
A gentle, yeah.
Dude, Scott's got dogs. You can't keep them out of the bathroom.
Oh no, dude. Bullet especially is just like...
It causes problems.
She's always in my shit. She needs to see what I'm doing all the time. But it's okay, because she's cute. So it's forgivable.
It is acceptable.
Chat, I think we're going to have to bump up just the brightest gray highlights just a little bit more. Like 5% of the surface area just gets like a little bit brighter of a twinkly highlight. And I think that'll be good for us. I leave my bathroom door open. Never know when you need to sprint to it from Taco Bell. That is a good strategy.
See you later, Spain of Plastic.
See you, bro. Did you put more batteries in there?
Batteries in what?
The charger?
Yeah.
You've asked me like 3 times what that beeping sound is, like over the course of like 6 months. You're having a hard time remembering what it is.
That time, what I didn't remember to do was to ask you what that beeping was.
Oh, there you go. Surely I would have forgotten.
What color is the base going to be? Probably goblin green, Scott's favorite.
Absolutely. I was thinking dust, just so I could like add some dust to the bottom of the robe to kind of make it like a little bit more interesting. Or like really any kind of color that would allow me to do that. Mud would also work. But yeah, I was thinking dust just because Benny Gesserit vibes, desert, dune. All right, let's do some basically pure white, but not really. Close to. What up?
It is Miniac.
Kosudes is the developer of Yafsiga. Hit him, what up? Your grandma's house had saloon doors. That's so awesome. Sure enough, his 2 lowest performing videos have Adepticon in the title. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Ow. All right. Let's just brighten up these lower areas. And then I'll probably grab some like purple ink and then toss it on the lower part of her face. His face? Her face? I don't know. I'm loving some BSS stuff lately. Yeah, dude, me too. What up, Lord Nightwinter? I don't get how the short shorts in this video can put it in the 3rd lowest slot. Oh yeah, baby. Sometimes people just don't appreciate, you know, a good set of short shorts, a good pair of gleaming white thighs. You know, it takes a certain level of basement dweller to really pull that off. I might need to add a little bit darker shading in the recesses up top. We'll see. Okay, I'm just gonna add this edge highlight to the top of the hat and a little bit to the volumes, but not the lower edge of the hat, I don't think. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of circular highlights like right here where the creases and folds are. Just little itty bitty ones. It'll dry more translucent than it is right now. Well, I think it will. I don't actually know. Never used this paint before. I guess I could put like a freehand design like right here or something. Sounds like a lot of work though. My laptop overheats every time the knees are exposed. Rufus, are you just going through the YouTube releases? Scott, you ready for mobile arms? I have no idea what that is. Please tell me what it is.
Arms that are on the move?
Maybe. I'm wearing my short boys right now. Nice. You should do that same fish logo you did last time. Oh, okay, on the banner. I started by popularity because I'm curious. We're making mechs, baby. Oh, right, yes. Okay. They did talk about that last time I was there.
What? Show me.
I don't know if there's any models. But,
show me.
well, I don't know anything. Corey, show him.
You don't have to show everyone. You just have to show me.
Rufus, what have you discovered sorting my channel by popularity?
Sure, nothing good.
Nothing good.
The internet is a fickle beast.
I should make more Chaos Renegade Titans. Evan gets bricked up for mechs. That's a great phrase that has kind of fallen out of popularity recently here in the studio. That needs to come back. Get bricked up.
think I am? Hang on. I have to find it. I'm in way too many Discords. I need to, like, trim things down a lot.
I just put them in folders.
I do too, but, like, I have, like, 30 folders.
What is going on? Okay, that's
Listen.
ridiculous.
I'm a professional.
We're dropping an intro this week. Mostly that you were less popular 5 to 7 years ago. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I wasn't in it. I am now. Boom. Easy.
Boom. Make that 154 Discord servers.
New people. I have arrived. I'm doing the bit in a Discord server.
That's somehow better than the other bit. Just because at least more than one person can see what you're saying. What brand of white are you using? I am using the Ultra Krill, a new paint range. Oh goodness, the paint tasting video. Yeah, that was my family never stops talking about that video, dude.
Evan is going to be the first person on Hoarders where they just look at his Discord client. Love it. Danimals is going to be the first person on Hoarder where they just look at bits.
Yeah. I think Dan has like a whole like storage unit that he has to rent out just full of bits. What up, Dan? We're talking shit about you, bro. Dan always like offers me something. He's like, I'm gonna have to get out of my storage unit. I'm like, God damn it, Dan.
Okay, I'm seeing double articulated legs. I like double articulated legs. But do the robots have pouches? This is important. Lord Nightwinter subscribed with Prime for it appears the first time.
Lord Nightwinter's welcome to the greatest mini painting stream on Twitch. I don't know if that's true, but we think that.
It's called Puffery and it is allowed.
Thank you, though, for the sub. Appreciate it.
The robots can 100% have pouches. Prove it.
To be fair, my storage unit does have a bunch of other things in it. Okay, fine. But it's funnier to think that you had to rent it for hobby stuff exclusively. I could have sworn I already subscribed. I've been following you for years. Hey, no worries. We're working on it. If you put pouches on your robots, you have a guaranteed purchase from Evan.
And Titanfall fans everywhere.
And Titanfall fans everywhere. It's the small things, you know?
Rufus Kit says, how is this video sub 100K? It's your OnlyFans April 1st video.
Oh, yeah, baby. What I've discovered, at least from my audience, is that generally speaking, joke videos don't go viral in the same way that they might go viral on like a skit-based channel.
Yeah, that's because everyone who follows you is a humorless crybaby that just wants to play Warhammer and doesn't. I don't like jokes. I just want to paint my Space Marines.
I don't agree with that at all. But
the views being expressed by the producer, not those by Miniac LLC, are his own.
But yeah, you know, I kind of had a come to Jesus moment where I was like, I have to just make videos for the core audience that I've built, instead of trying to like appeal necessarily to like a larger audience or like do a cool thing. Like, okay, here's a very basic idea. So in trying to frame these models that I'm painting to a wider audience, Yafsiga, not a very popular game, made by an indie company. Like using that term, like the title, watch me paint, or like painting Yafseti walkers, claim walkers, I think that's what they're called, is not a good title for YouTube because it's not a very popular game. No one really knows what that is. It's very accurate, right? Another title could be, check out these, or you could do a title that's like based around Dune, okay? Dune's a popular thing. That would be something that people would be interested in as well. Another idea would be to lean into a mini painting approach, like how to blend black fabric, or how to paint fabric, or something like that. They have tons of fabric on them. That'd be a way to appeal to an audience of mini painters. There's so many ways to just frame the exact same idea to an audience, and I've discovered lately that I should be trying to captivate my target audience, the audience that I've already built, more often than I am right now. I don't know how much that makes sense, but that's part of the reason why I did a 40K video recently, because I was like, okay, I've built my audience up for 7 years to expect me to paint GW mini painting content. I can't just all of a sudden paint a bunch of display models in a row and expect anyone to stick around. Like, they're not here for that. They're here for me painting wargaming scale figures, specifically from GW. And so I got to kind of put those into the mix every now and then. And of course, I don't mind doing that. I love the vast majority of GW's figures. Okay. What else do we got here? Oh yeah, I want to do a little bit of recess shading on the very deepest and darkest parts of this coif hood thing. I missed the basing videos. Yeah, those are good too. I'm happy to do those as well. It makes sense. Honestly, I haven't done a video I haven't enjoyed. I don't know about anyone else. That means a lot. Honestly, that means a lot to me. I'm here for the movie reviews. Nice. Get a Warlord Titan Kappa. Nice. Gotta put a bit of bait in the title that would convince the watcher why they would want to watch it. Yeah, exactly. I watch your content despite the GW stuff. It's educational, even though you make me look at Space Marines. Hey, not anymore, baby. Not anymore. Okay, this is too dark. This is too dark of a color. Kind of fucked up. I don't have a whole lot of techniques to make videos about anymore, but that was like a huge thing that my channel did a long time ago. A lot of technique videos. I think the one that I have yet to do that's pretty glaring is a video about feathering. But I don't know of many other techniques that would require a tutorial video that doesn't already exist. We need you to review Radiant. We need you to review Radiant is the Blood of the Baboon Heart. What the fuck?
It's the Venture Brothers movie.
Okay. Thank you, Lumix Beast. Appreciate it.
I still haven't watched it because my copy doesn't come for another 3 weeks. I'm probably just going to watch it on a free website. I bought it. I think that's ethical. I'm as frustrated as you are, Rufus Kid. All right? I ordered it on Amazon, and it was like, yeah, it'll be there in 2 days. Oh, sorry, it'll be there in 2 weeks. Oh, sorry, it'll be there in 5 weeks. So, yeah, I'm gonna get loaned a copy by a friend online. And then I'll get my Blu-ray, and I'll watch it again.
All right. Let's do a little bit of purple ink just up in that hood. Just to darken everything down nicely. Unfortunately, the kind of blue, the kind of purple that I have is very warm. It's very red and not cold. I don't think it's really gonna matter though. So let's just fucking do it. YOLO. Nice camera switch, Evan. Wow, look at that. Right back into it. Good stuff. I'm a simple man. I see a Miniac video, I watch. Always a chill educational video with something to motivate me to paint. Awesome. Thanks, man. Have you ever done an oil paint or wash video? I've done a video on washing. However, I've always had a video that I wanted to make where I compare washes from a ton of different brands and then also against a recipe that you would make yourself. So like a homemade wash recipe, just to see which wash is really the best.
Which wash is which?
So that's one that I haven't done. I haven't done an oil stuff yet though. I haven't really like gotten into that. I don't have much to say about that at the moment. The purple helmed warrior.
Oh, I ordered it from Amazon Rufus Kit. I just think I missed the initial stocking of the movie.
This is a popular-ish video worth repeating. I can't click on the link.
I will click on it in a second. I just have to finish stitching my arm.
Cool, yeah. Jay Willie made
5 miniature YouTubers better than me. It did perform quite well, actually. 123K views.
Ah.
I don't know what Scott is doing. Oh, he's trying to uncap something.
Trying to get this ink. Oh. Jay Willie has made his own or her own contrast medium that is identical to GW's and is slightly more matte.
Alchemically identical.
Fuck.
I appreciate the content, but more important for me is how genuine you come across. Good or bad, the honesty is appreciated. Scott believes in honesty above everything else, or something.
Thank you. Gotta open up the table so we can all enjoy when it explodes.
Yeah, make sure to do it right next to the miniature that you just spent several hours painting.
Yeah. Here's the strategy, chat. The problem is this is the itty bitty.
That scares the shit out of me.
It's itty bitty. I need my big one. I had the big one at home. Damn it. Incoming comedy goal. I'm smarter than that.
I'm with the kitten. You just knock the lid against the table to unbind the pigments. Probably.
You think that enough?
A little harder, but sure.
A little harder, okay. Everyone get your clip button ready.
Yeah, smash it.
Get the blowtorch. The thing is I can't even grip it. I just keep slipping. Fuck.
Maybe not.
Is this worth it? Is there another? I must have another purple ink. Liquitex, you failed me. Yeah, okay, I do. Fucking old Citadel purple ink? Come on, look at these camera switches, y'all. Everyone give Evan some props here. He's killing it right now.
As if I've ever had it on the wrong camera at any point while we've been doing this.
We need which paint range is better. Honestly, we do need a real paint range comparison video. But just like, who is willing to put in that work? Fucking no one. Not me.
I don't know. Vince has done some paint range shootouts. He keeps saying that he's going to revisit like what paint range you should be looking at as a beginner. But he's been saying that for like over a year.
The thing is I don't want a video where it's like a person sharing their opinion about paint ranges. That's totally fine. They need to show me why their opinion is like worth listening to.
Yeah.
Which means showing tests, doing all these things. It's very difficult. Not saying that Vince's opinion is even wrong. That's not what I'm trying to claim. But
I mean, obviously it's correct. It's Vince.
Obviously. Yes, Krish, I did find the hot pink paints. It was inside of a Frontier Wargaming box. That was just like in one of my storage cabinets.
Mike Cheney, I think it might be a little too big for a 12 gauge. but
I'll save you the trouble.
Maybe.
The video ends with "it depends." Yeah, absolutely. That is definitely going to be. If I made a video, that is exactly how it would end as well. Dang, shockingly. I need very little ink.
So the Satanic Jesus says, I feel like at a certain point, it's kind of like cosmetics. There's only so many ways you can mix paint. I feel like the colors themselves are the biggest differentiator. I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I do think that the colors themselves, like the pigments that are available, there are really just only so many things that are used. However, the proprietary blends and compositions of medium, don't get me wrong, most of the stuff in the miniature painting world is not like doing new groundbreaking research in this stuff. They're just using the sort of off-the-shelf things and getting a mix that works for us. But it is possible to come up with new binders and surfactants and so on.
All right, I've seen 2 people mention Squidmar's video now. I love Squidmar. I do not think he did that concept justice. He tried, and I know he tried to do it in a timeline that's reasonable for him. Like, he's very good about investing the right amount of time into a video. But I think that subject needed a little bit more time, a little bit more nurturing, a little bit more science. To really convince me that the things they were picking were accurate. I like Squidmar. I like his videos. He does awesome stuff. But I think that one was just a little bit. He could have done more. But there are other things that you can change with ranges, not just colors. You have how thick the paint is, how pigment dense the paint is, how the finish of the paint, whether it's matte, satin, gloss. There's a lot of things.
Yeah, I want a video where the paint is looked at literally under a microscope.
I'm probably not gonna do that. What I do want to do is test the viscosity of the paint, which that you can measure that.
No comment, Dan. Scott, what do you think of the idea of Warhammer 40%, where all the minis are shrunk down by 40%, a midway point between epic 40K and normal 40K? Kitchen table sized games with centimeters instead of inches as measurement.
It sounds like it's not different enough to be worth making, right? We have Wargame scale, we have epic. Those both serve nice purposes. We're satisfied with that. And then to go somewhere in the middle just seems like, okay, I'm gonna stick to what I know. You know, I don't think that would sell. Maybe in a vacuum, like if we reversed time and that's the scale we started at, maybe epic scale and heroic scale would never exist. I'm not sure. But for right now in our current world, I don't think that would go anywhere. But that's just my opinion.
I also think that the sizing that we have makes sense from a painter's perspective, because if you go much smaller than 28 mil, it just kind of gets impossible for a reasonably okay painter to do anything with the models other than kind of block colors, right? Obviously, like, really skilled painters can even take those little teeny tiny epic 40K scale stuff and actually make them look pretty cool. But for the regular hobbyist, it is really, really tough. And I think that's true at any time you get below like 20 mil tall. Like even like D&D minis that are, you know, gnomes and goblins and stuff are really tough for the quote unquote average painter, I think.
Okay. I did some airbrushing. If you're going to ask me if I went too hardcore on the front, I did. What can you do? I put a little bit more in that depression right there, and some under the underside of the head. This is a simple fix. I'm going to take the middle layer that I did, and I'm just going to do one layer of highlights halfway up this shawl thing, and then I will be done. But I did overdo it a little bit. Can you mute me quick?
You're muted. Yeah, I was going to say, you asked me to mute you, and then you answered a question right afterwards. You're unmuted.
I don't see any speckling. You see speckling? There's some holes, little bumps in the resin.
Listen, don't ask me, man. My screen is tiny. I'm watching this at, like, SVGA resolution.
SVGA?
It's progressive scan.
Is it?
It's not fucking interlaced.
Is it 480p, really?
I don't know what the actual resolution of this box is, but... So this is a 1080p screen. Hang on, I can find out. Give me a second.
Yeah, do some math.
No, I'm just going to use the fucking screenshot tool and then open it up in Paint. And I can tell you exactly what it is. 589 by 332.
Yeah. That's pretty small.
So smaller than 480p.
Okay, cleaned up.
What camera do you use specifically for shooting the painting?
The Panasonic GH6 nowadays. If I had to pick a camera to do mini painting, it would be the GH6 or maybe I would do Panasonic or Sony. Probably one of those two. I wouldn't do Canon. I wouldn't do Blackmagic. Yeah, those two are good.
I've always liked my Sony products, but I have no experience with their DSLRs, so I can't comment on that.
I have a video over an hour long with 250k views. Oh, it's one of the NMM, one of the start to finish ones. Yeah, the NMM one. Did I see the Guilty Gear board game from Gen Con? Looks pretty dope. No minis though. I didn't see it. No. Guilty Gear is a fighter game, right?
Yeah.
Scale 75.
That's the one where the chick with the dolphin hits people with an anchor and makes everyone really mad.
Okay. Is it like sexy?
No.
Why is it called Guilty Gear?
You asking me about lore for a fighting game I don't play right now? Jesus, Scott.
I mean,
how dare you?
Aren't most fighting games like kind of sexy?
I mean, there's some tension there.
Hey.
Superman and Batman are punching each other just to feel a touch.
I don't know where we're going with that.
Sexy places.
Okay, I should have known.
Listen, if here's you know what, we're gonna do a poll in chat. We're gonna do a poll in chat.
Whenever Evan says we're gonna do a poll in chat, I get worried.
If Batman and Superman were a gay couple, who's the top?
Wow. That's hard because like those are like the most alpha males.
Right,
exist,
that's what
right?
I'm saying. It's like that's actually a legitimately, I think, a tough question. I can't.
I like how you say it like it's like it has some scientific merit. But we're talking about like if two comic characters would have gay fucking sex.
Are you kidding me? What could have more merit than this?
All right, you win.
I literally can't start the poll. Twitch, please.
I mean, I'm gonna have a pretty good guess as to why you can't start it.
I didn't put anything like that in there. Oh, there we go. Maybe it's working now.
Evan!
I hit the button.
You're a liar. Miniac banned from Twitch. That's a bit of an off-color question. I'm not sure if you are offended by the question or if you're making a joke.
If anyone's offended, just keep in mind that I have an ex-husband.
You do?
Yes.
An ex what?
Husband?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you've always referred... Would you have an ex-husband and an ex-wife?
No.
Your ex-wife is your ex-husband?
Yes.
I'm so confused. Is being a power bottom an option? I feel like it could be.
I mean, the dynamic doesn't matter that much. It's just one of those great curiosities of life. RGnomics says being a power bottom is always an option. Wow, we don't even need to continue the poll. Bats, 9-1.
Batman's winning.
Batman's on top.
Next vid, Scott's got pink highlights and a lisp. Batman always has the best toys.
That's true. And Batman does like to work alone, though.
All right, we need some more. What is this color? Deep brown and light flesh.
Deep brown.
The deepest brown. Okay. Just gotta paint a hand. Not super complicated.
Just need to paint a hand. It's easy.
Should be easy.
What could go wrong?
I asked that question right before I tried to install a taillight in my Dodge Caravan. And then something that I had no anticipation that would go wrong went wrong. Oh, speaking of, they were asking me, the people on eBay were asking me a car question, and I had no idea what the answer was to it.
The people on eBay?
Yeah, the people that I bought the thing from.
Oh, and you were messaging them like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, like, what do I do? They were like, could you please tell me the model, year, make, trim, and engine of your car? What do you mean by trim?
Trim is like LX, EX.
Oh.
The general package of the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the term for it.
Trim or trim line, I think.
I forgot to pick up headlight fluid. Yeah, of course. Classic mistake.
Wrecked. Citizen Perfect, there are a few cars out there that don't have a wheel for your hands. Instead, they have a yoke. Because when your car is electric, you don't want ergonomics that have been honed over the last 100 years. You want something that looks cool. And eggs. Eggs are also good. It's not just Tesla. They're not the only ones that did it. Temporarily.
This paint is quite satin. I guess in my head, I thought with it being compared to Chimera, it would be very matte. I don't really care that it's satin. That's just something to note. At least the purple part was. I don't know if the other colors are going to be different. Okay, I think the last thing we'll do is just to do a bit more highlighting with the gray, just because it doesn't seem like, now that I've painted some of the details, everything is like popping nicely. I want to do very small, little dotty highlights, which is interesting, like how it's interesting how small the highlight can be, and you can like get away with that and how much it like impacts the entire paint job. You do just very tiny little highlights.
Citizen Perfect says, I think since almost all miniatures start and remain gray, it's hard to paint gray because there is so much emotional baggage there. I kind of agree.
That's funny.
I will say from experience, it feels bad to like do a bunch of work painting a mini gray and then set it next to another identical mini from the same range that is still in gray plastic. And under like regular non-good painting lighting, they actually look shockingly similar. And you're like, oh.
I wasted my time. I felt that way about these 3D prints for these vampire models that I have been working on. I was like looking at them in my dungeon shop where I have all my 3D printers at home. And
Dungeon.
they weren't looking really cool. They were looking pretty bad actually. But then when I brought them here to the studio and I looked at them under a light, I was like, holy cow! Like these are like way better. The prints looked way nicer.
Yeah, the even the more opaque resins aren't really that opaque. They're like translucent enough that it can be really hard to pick up on detail unless you have a lot of light.
Interesting. I never thought about why that would be the case, but that does make sense if they are a little translucent. You don't got a ton of light. You need some darker resins. Give me Empire. Did you see my vampires, Dan? Let's see. I'll pick one with a head.
Randy G. Biv subscribed with Prime 4 months in a row.
Nice. Here's the unit champion. I think a lot of having a great quality print, I think, comes down to having a nice model as well. Like I think this company does a really good job at making 32mm wargame scale models. I had some print failure down here at the bottom. You can see I didn't support the little tips of his fabric very well as I supported these ones. So that kind of got fucked up. I don't really care about that though. I'll just cut it off. It's not important. It's not important enough detail to care about. But yeah, this turned out pretty nice, I think. Randy G. Biv, I think I've seen every vampire STL known to mankind. The three that I actually went out of my way to buy and print out were these ones from Last Sword, the ones from Heroes Infinite, Raging Heroes. They have pretty cool vampires. They didn't look great once printed. I think the details were too shallow. But I'm going to print them again on this resin that I have figured out so I can do a nice comparison. And the other one were, the ones that I really like are Highland miniatures. But the vampire infantry they have, they're called Neophytes. They were one of their first ones they ever made, and they're a little bit kludgy. They're not the best sculpts. But all the stuff they do now is like incredible, and it could be put into a Warhammer army super easily with no one questioning you that it's something else. They're amazing. Devil's Thumb. I haven't played Flesh and Blood in a long time. Not a long time, but a couple of weeks. I do really like the game, and I'm probably going to play it this coming week because my wife is going to be in Wisconsin for a week, taking care of her mom who's getting knee surgery, and so I get to be a bachelor for a week. And having the boys come over. We're gonna play some games. Probably Dune Imperium again because that game fucking rocks.
Scott, we should just do a whole week of live streaming.
No.
Play everything on stream.
No. Definitely not.
We're doing it, Chad.
Evan's gonna do it by himself.
We're gonna burn Scott's house down so they have to play here. Easy.
Have I read about the Dune Imperium expansion for the new movie? No, I haven't. I don't really buy expansions for board games very much. My wife does. She has bought Dixit expansions. She has bought Wingspan expansions. When she gets into a game, she gets into a game. Like, she buys a lot of stuff for it. But I haven't bought many expansions for the games that I play. I got another box of Dice Throne. I have now 4 Dice Throne boxes. I need to relax. I got the Barbarian and the Moon Elf now. That's my newest one. It's such a fun game. And so is Evian.
Evian, baby.
Evian. Have we mentioned our Lord and Savior, Evian?
Malev is rating us with a party of 27.
Malev, baby!
Malev is rating us and he knows what time it is.
Dixit is different, though. Expansions are necessary for that game. Yeah, I would say that you definitely... that's definitely an argument you could make.
What's up, Malev? How you doing today?
How's that new micro game coming along, Malev? It's called Pit Fighter or The Pit.
The Pit.
To be honest, for the new Dune, my wishlist item would be a CNC style Dune game. What does CNC mean? Is it not a lift? It's not a lifting issue. I actually hear the Z motor having trouble when pressing down, not up. A problem with what? I've forgotten what we talked about.
We're talking about some sort of high viscosity resin. You should be able to lower your lower and lift speeds, but I don't know. Thinning resin, I've never had to deal with that.
I think the key with the thicker resin is to warm it up. I read on Amerilabs that they advise you actually shake your resin inside of an ultrasonic cleaner, which is interesting because it would not only heat it up, but also mix it. And then I put my resin into a vat that has a brewer's belt wrapped around it. And because the vat is metal, it conducts that heat, and then that heat warms the resin and it stays more liquidy, which is really important, especially in like Minnesota. Although I will say that generally, it seems like my exposure times are higher than most people. Like I get recommended a exposure time, and I feel like I'm always having to turn it up like at least a half a second, if not more.
What's the temperature in the room that you print in?
It's 20 to 22 degrees Celsius.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what it means either. I just know that a lot of people with resin, all the bottles say a certain temp in Celsius, and I have a probe in the room, and it looks for 2025, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But yeah, warming the resin is a huge play. Oh, Pit Lord, yes, I forgot because it reminded me of the Warcraft character, Pit Lord. Pit Lord is the working title because you're trying to kill the anonymous Pit Lord and replace them. It's coming along good though. Good. Shrooms Queen is the artist who won the Titan Forge paint contest I'm thinking of. Lots of great flowing cloth. Awesome. Yeah, Dixon expansions are awesome though, especially the ones that come with holographics. I love those ones. 20 to 25 is a huge range. Well, I think that's what most resin says though. Am I wrong about that? I could be wrong about that.
It is a pretty big range, but yeah, I think you're right that most of them say above 20 and under 25 or 30.
Yeah.
Like they probably have a much more specific magic point.
Yeah, I float at 20. I would say 20, 21 in the room, and then I heat my vat with a brewer's belt. So I don't actually know how effective that is. I've never actually measured the resin, but the resin feels slightly warm to the touch. So I think that is a good sign. I've recently gotten super into. People always talk about how their machine is so well tuned that they're able to drop their exposure times. They're able to print with 0.1 millimeter support tips and crazy shit like that. And I am now obsessed with this idea of tuning my 3D printer to the utmost accuracy. And I don't know the best way to do that. I was trying to think of a really clever way to level your build plate, because I'm kind of shocked at if you follow conventional wisdom how just not level that is, and maybe that leads to more print failures. I don't know. It's interesting. If you want to do that, get better resins. I have I think at least they're expensive. The one I bought most recently. Because I was like, what's the best wargaming resin? And I did some research online, and I was surprised to discover that there was no consensus. There are a couple of brands and varieties show up on lists and videos a couple of times. Soraya Tech Fast is one, Frozen AK Gray is one. But Frozen's resin just gets shipped around a lot because their printers get shipped around a lot. A resin from Elegoo or from Frozen is gonna get a lot of press just because people are buying their printers, and the printers often come with the resin. So I don't know if those are actually good, but there wasn't much of an answer to that. But one answer I kind of found was Amerilab's TGM-7, which is specifically made for wargaming, but it's $90 for a liter.
Pass. It's
very expensive. Soraya Tech is a budget resin. There are so many factors involved with getting good prints. Absolutely. It's tough to trust any one person's recommendation. Right. Yeah, you're right. Clarification on brewer's belt, or did I miss it already? It's just a belt that's used for brewing beer to warm the beer to encourage the growth of bacteria, yeast in the beer. So you aid fermentation. So it's a very gentle heat. I don't know, if you search brewer's belt on Amazon, you'll find something. And I bought one that was the right size-ish, and I just wrap it around my vat and then zip tie it. How many prints do you got of a bottle? I don't know. I have no idea. It depends on the size of the model. It depends on how many failures you get. There's a lot of things it depends on.
My prints never fail.
My prints never fail. All right, see you, Krish. Thanks for hanging out, man. I think one more thing that I want to do before I finish up this model, and I should have did it before I put the basing texture on, was just put some tan enamels around the bottom of her cloth here. Maybe we can even put some of this basing paint on there as well. But you can use Soraya Tech tenacious to make cheap resins perform better. So I don't think that just because a resin is brittle, that makes it less expensive. I think that's just a property, because I have some expensive resins that are brittle, but they also have immaculate detail. So I don't know, but you are right. You absolutely, a lot of people do mix resins. I just didn't want to mix resins. I don't want to have to do that if I can avoid it. But people use Soraya Tech Tenacious. They use Onyx from Frozen. They'll use Hero. They'll use TGM Amerilabs, and they'll mix that with another resin to get a little bit more durability. What's your resin printer of choice? I don't really have one. I use the Frozen Mini 8K. I got a Saturn 3 Ultra 12K recently. If I were in the market for a printer, there's like two that I would look at. Athena is a really interesting printer that just came out recently. They had a Kickstarter campaign that came out. And the coolest thing about Athena, there's a ton of really cool things about it, but the coolest thing is that it has a pressure sensor on the build plate. So when you pull that build plate away, it detects when the layer you just cured, the FEP, separates from the FEP. And so you don't have to put in a lift distance, it detects it automatically, which is so cool. And you'd be shocked at how much time that saves on a print. Like even just like bumping up your speeds a tiny bit, like saves you hours on a print. Same with lift distance. The less high you have to go to clear that FEP, like the faster everything goes. It does that every single layer. So if you have like 3,000, 2,000 layers, you save so much time. But if I bought a printer, I'd want it to have a vat warmer in it automatically. And there was one that Faux Hammer reviewed recently that was incredible. I can't remember the name of it. It was a Chinese company that made it. I use a 50-50 mix of cheap inland translucent resin and an ABS-like, both from Micro Center. Really solid, cheap mix. Nice. What do you think of the new Cities of Sigmar AOS range? I think it's pretty cool. I think a lot of the models are pretty cool. Some of them have too much going on them, like way too much detail. But like there are some really cool models in that range. I don't hear much about it, but the Vroom settings were all the rage a while back. Yes, yeah, that's still a thing.
Vroom!
It's so funny how such a funny term has like made its way like into official documentation. The Hero resin that I'm using has like normal, safe, and Vroom setting recommendations, which is like, it's just funny how that term is a thing. All right, it's 4:19, almost 4:20. Blaze it. We're gonna head out here. Who should we raid?
Do you want to raid a painting stream?
Yeah, let's do it.
Whoa. We could raid Marco. We could raid Jimmy the Brush. Let's see. I don't recognize that name. That is also definitely not English.
I know it's not even dinner time, but Miniac told me to blaze it.
Got him.
It's always dinner time, baby. On Amazon currently, there is an Elegoo Saturn II with a washing and curing station for $600. I mean, that seems pretty good. I'm not the person to ask about printer recommendations. I think Faux Hammer is one that like reviews a ton of printers, and his recommendation would be worth it. I was on Eat Street on Sunday, and the whole area had a cloud of weed smoke. Hell yeah, dude. 8-1. It's legal here now. Marco, he's got like 86. Marco Frazzoni?
Yeah.
The Saturn II is 2 generations behind now. Is it? I just got the Saturn 3 Ultra.
The Saturn 4 is like announced and shipping now, I think.
What?
I don't know.
The
Maybe
Saturn
it ships in a few months.
Okay, interesting.
Anyway, we'll raid Marco. He's painting something.
Okay. All right, y'all. I'm gonna send you over to Marco Frazzoni, Not Just Maka, another fantastic YouTuber who is also streaming here on Twitch. He's a great painter. Treat him well. But we'll see you not this Thursday, but the next one for a gaming stream, and next Tuesday for another painting stream. Until then, y'all, enjoy Marco. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate it so much. Peace.